Chapter 423. After chatting for a while, under Fan Ping's enthusiastic invitation, the few of them were indeed a little tired, so they went to Fan's house together. Along the way, Fan Ping met a few Sun City martial artists. He asked for a military coat and wrapped himself up tightly. He was also wearing leather gloves on his hands. Fan Ping felt a little helpless at his ghostly appearance. When he went upstairs, he said enviously, "Jing Minghong is so awesome. He smacked me into a skull and recovered just like that. You can do it even if you reach the 8th rank." Wu Quishan said casually. Fan Ping teased, "Teacher Li can't." Old Man Li did not utter a word. He reached out and gently patted Fan Ping's head, squeezing it until it creaked. The others were not surprised. Fan Ping asked for it. Since he had nothing better to do, he had to make fun of Li Changxing. When Fan Ping knocked on the door, none of his family members were asleep, nor were they in the mood to sleep. His parents heaved a long sigh of relief when they saw that Fan Ping was back. Fan Yuan also ran around Fan Ping happily. His family did not know anyone else, but Old Man Li and the others had seen him before, so they knew him. When Li Yueying saw Old Man Li, she guessed that the teachers from her son's school had arrived. She hurriedly greeted them and entered the kitchen to start cooking. They had prepared a lot of food for the New Year's Eve dinner, but none of them had eaten it yet. Wu Quishan and the rest did not stand on ceremony. Other than Wang Jinyang, everyone present was older than Fan Ping's parents, including Tang Feng. He looked young, but he was already 50 years old. Fan Ping chuckled when he saw Fan Yuan running around in circles. "Honestly, the species conservation plan isn't a bad idea." Wu Quishan glanced at him. Fan Ping said softly, "When that time comes, I want my family to go there too." He wouldn't run away himself, but his family. Who didn't have selfish motives? Doesn't he want his family to be safe? Previously, when Wu Quishan was indignant, Fan Ping actually felt unhappy too. But now that he thought about it, if he didn't give himself some benefits, he might not be able to fight to the death. Wu Quishan said softly, "Even if it's really carried out, there's still hope for your sister, but the others." He didn't say much. He couldn't bring too many people with him. Fan Yuan still had a chance. Fan Ping's parents were old, and would not take her away. Fan Ping smiled and did not say anything. After chatting for a while, Li Yueying brought the dishes to the table. Fan Ping suddenly asked, "Dad, do we have wine at home?" "Yes, I'll get it." Fan Mingrong, who was feeling a little uneasy, stood up hurriedly to get the wine. Fan Ping did not stop him. After his father left, he sighed and said, "I'll just drink some wine. I don't know if it will leak." Cough, cough. When they thought of his situation, they couldn't help but want to laugh. Fan Yuan, who had just joined them, asked curiously, "What's leaking?" Fan Ping pointed his chin at Wang Jinyang and chuckled. "I'm talking about your brother Wang. He has a big hole in his stomach. His food leaks when he eats." Wang Jinyang did not say a word, let alone second brother. After teasing him for a while, Fan Ping said seriously, "Vice-Chancellor, Brother Wang has revived the imperishable substance earlier." The few experts instantly looked at Wang Jinyang, but Wang Jinyang remained silent. Wu Quishan said in a low voice, "Has it really revived?" "Yes." "Interesting." Wu Quishan frowned and said, "In that case, the ancient powerhouses have really revived." Qin Yaoting did not really understand the situation. Fan Ping saw his confusion and explained a little. After hearing this, Qin Yaoting was shocked. The ancient powerhouses have revived? He knew more and more things on this trip today. Some things that he was not sure about before were now confirmed. Some things that he knew nothing about before were now known. As Qin Yaoting said this, he suddenly said, "SCMU has mutated martial artists too." The few of them looked at him. Qin Yaoting exhaled and said, "It's an instructor, a rank 5 instructor. There's a partial mutation. His hand bone has mutated, similar to Fan Ping, producing golden bones." "Golden bones?" Wu Quishan said in a low voice. "Only the hand bone has golden bones?" Yes, this partial golden bone transformation is actually very rare. Qin Yaoting explained. I was still puzzled before. Under normal circumstances, the whole skeleton must be golden. This kind of golden bone transformation is completely illogical. After all, the skull is not golden. How can it mutate alone? Now that I think about it. Qin Yaoting knocked on the table and said thoughtfully, maybe it's the effect of the imperishable substance. Their essence is golden body powerhouses, so it's not strange for partial mutation to happen. Rank 5. Wu Kuishan asked. These people mutated at different times. Is there something different about them? Wang Jinyang and Li Hansong seem to have mutated since they were young. Yao Qingjun was probably the same. It was only when his mentality reached external projection that rank 4 became prominent. Huang Jing continued. Could it be related to the strength of their strength when they were alive? It's possible. Wang Jinyang and the others have a complete mutation. Does it mean that their strength is stronger than rank 8 when they were alive? Was Fan Ping stronger when he was alive? The few of them were having a lively discussion. Fan Ping and Wang Jinyang were speechless. Could they not talk about when they were alive? Those who did not know better would think that they were dead. Fan Yuan was confused. She had no idea what they were talking about. She nudged Fan Ping lightly and whispered, Brother, what are they talking about? Fan Ping laughed suddenly and whispered, They're talking about our ability to produce money. It's the ability to earn money. Your brother's ability to earn money is the strongest, understand? Fan Yuan seemed to understand, but she did not ask in detail. She asked again, Brother, can I break through and become a martial artist now? Fan Ping frowned slightly and smiled. There's no rush. Do you really want to stay this small? As they were talking, Wu Kuishan suddenly said, Actually, it's not impossible to break through earlier. When the bones in the body contain some energy essence, the bones can continue to grow after the breakthrough. Fan Ping, you might not know this, but many of the young people in the species retention program are trained this way. Fan Ping heard that and laughed. How extravagant. All for breaking through and becoming a martial artist a few years earlier, and using energy essence to nourish the bones. This was also because these people's ancestors were top-notch powerhouses. To appease these top-notch powerhouses, the government really spared no effort. Of course, it might not have been provided by the government. It might have been provided by these powerhouses themselves. Won't they explode? Energy essence is very gentle. High-ranked martial artists can usually seal this essence in their bones. When the time is right, it will naturally seep out and continue to nourish the bones. Wu Kuishan said, then added, Of course, the cost is not small. It's not really worth it. Breaking through a few years earlier might not be very beneficial. However, people were rich and willful. For top-notch powerhouses, sometimes they could still obtain a lot of energy essence. It was not difficult for these powerhouses to kill rank 9 monster plants. Fan Ping glanced at Fan Yuan and smiled. We'll talk about it later. There's no rush. Right, Vice-Chancellor, those people, are they strong? They're all right. Wu Kuishan actually did not know too much, but after some thought he still said, I've met a few of them before. How should I put it? There are powerhouses as elders. They don't lack natural treasures since young. In addition to breaking through earlier, their ranks are not considered low. It's not uncommon to see rank 5 and 6 around 20 years old. Of course. Wu Kuishan smiled again. Don't worry. No matter how talented they are, and how they have elders to nurture them, it's not that easy to enter rank 7. It's difficult to achieve mentality-vitality fusion. If I meet you guys, it's not difficult to hack a few rank SIXS to death. Don't take it too seriously. If they haven't reached rank 7, even if they achieve mentality-vitality fusion, it's nothing. Tang Feng alone can destroy a group. However, these people lack some actual combat experience. Actually, there are some powerhouses who don't want their descendants to become vitality martial artists. Some of them are still training in the catacombs. As he said that, Wu Kuishan said faintly, I even suspect that some of them may be training in the restricted area, Fan Ping's gaze flickered slightly. Beside him, Wang Jinyang could not help but say, "Restricted area?" Fan Ping turned his head and glanced at him, full of sympathy. He sighed and said, "Brother Wang, Enmayu is so pitiful. Forget it. I'll send you some information later." Wang Jinyang's face turned green. "Do you have to hurt me like this?" "But Enmayu is really pitiful." He did not know much about the things they discussed. He did not even know what the restricted area was. After chatting for a while, Fang Mingrong brought out a box of alcohol. Most low-ranked martial artists would not drink alcohol. Aspiring martial artists would not even eat snacks. However, at Fang Ping's level, it did not matter anymore. When his internal organs were honed to this level, he would even dare to eat steel. Although everyone had reached the point where they would not starve to death even if they did not eat, at this moment, they did not care about this. As they ate and drank, Fan Ping stood up and raised his glass. To all the instructors. Today, because of my matter, the instructors came to my rescue from thousands of miles away. I, Fan Ping, will never forget this kindness. I hope that every year we'll have this day, we can all have a reunion and have a New Year's Eve dinner. Humanity will win. Everyone raised their glasses, each in deep thought. As for Fan Ping, after toasting the instructors, he toasted his parents. Finally, he raised his glass and clinked it with Wang Jinyang, smiling. Today, you risked your life to save me. I won't say any polite words. When Tiannan's catacombs open, I'll accompany you. Thank you. It's my duty. Both of them clinked glasses. Beside them, Fan Yuan also raised her small glass of juice. As she clinked glasses with Fan Ping, she asked, "Brother, what's the catacombs?" Fan Ping smiled. "It's the evil sect martial artists' base camp. These guys attacked me this time. Your brother is not someone to be trifled with. In a few days, when I'm strong enough, I'll kill them until rivers of blood flow." "Oh, right, don't tell anyone, understand?" "Yes." Fan Yuan nodded heavily. She gritted her teeth and said, "When I get stronger, I want to go to the catacombs and kill people too." As soon as she said that, Fan Ping slapped her on the head and said exasperatedly, "Just stay at home and be at ease. Why should I kill anyone? Your brother is still alive. Do I need you to vent my anger on my behalf?" At this moment, he did not mind revealing some information to his parents and sister. At this time, Fan Ping felt that it would not take long before everyone knew about this. He said that it was the evil sect's base camp. Perhaps the government would publicize it as such. Fan Ping was beginning to suspect that the evil sect still existed. Was it to be used as a scapegoat? When the catacombs powerhouses came out, they destroyed the city and killed the people. It was the evil sect's scapegoat. When the catacombs appeared, it was the evil sect's scapegoat. In short, bad things and unexplainable things were the evil sect's problem. This way, many problems could be simplified. Fan Ping thought about it. The probability of the government publicizing it as such was not small. At the same time, some rank 1 and 2 martial artists could also seek out evil sect members for training. Killing them was easier than killing catacombs martial artists. For a moment, Fan Ping had a deeper thought. Evil sect. Was it someone who created it on purpose? Taking some martial artists with impure intentions to the evil sect and giving them a base camp to get rid of impurities. To be honest, Fan Ping had always thought that human martial artists were overly pure. Whether it was martial arts university powerhouses, military department powerhouses, or powerhouses from other worlds, most of them were really good people. Everyone was united. Even if there were internal disputes, it would rarely erupt into large-scale battles or internal strife. It was not only because of the catacombs' existence. Perhaps, the evil sect's existence played a certain role. Some martial artists with bad intentions might have been taken away by the evil sect. If that's the case, then it'll be interesting. Fan Ping murmured in his heart. Perhaps the government now had the most detailed list of evil sect martial artists. When the time came for a war, the government would act instantly and destroy all the evil sect martial artists. When that time came, they would not have to worry too much about internal problems among humans. Some of the evil sect higher-ups who thought that they were well hidden might have been targeted long ago. Thinking deeper, if the Pope who came in the end was a spy sent by the human higher-ups. Mother ***, it was exciting just thinking about it. It might not be impossible. Fang Ping shook his head. The powerhouse's thoughts were very complicated. Compared to them, he was a greenhorn. Even if he added some life experience from his past life, there was no way he could compare to these people. If these top-notch people with high positions were to use tricks, Fang Ping would be far from being their match. That night, Fang Ping drank a lot. No leaks. His internal organs were still there. As the alcohol entered his stomach, it was automatically digested. However, Fang Ping was still a little drunk. This time, the evil sect martial artist's attack on him involved a lot of things. Some information that he did not understand before was presented in front of him one by one. This included Wu Quishan's strength. According to Old Manly, when he was drunk, Old Wu was much stronger than Zhou Dinghua. As for Zhou Dinghua, he fought 1 against 3 in the catacombs. Although he was almost killed, he still held on for a long time. There were a few rank 9 deputy commanders in the military department. Zhou Dinghua became a deputy commander with his rank 8 strength. He really could not be underestimated. As for Wu Quishan, he was much stronger than Zhou Dinghua. Wu Quishan was previously ranked 129 in the global Golden Body ranking and 12th in Sino Nation. This ranking was not considered low. As for Zhou Dinghua, he was previously ranked 62 in the world and 8th in Sino Nation. Wu Quishan was much stronger than him. Would that not mean that he was at least one of the top 5 rank 8s in Sino Nation? The Vice-Chancellor of CCMAU was currently only ranked 3rd in Sino Nation. Could Old Wu be stronger than the other party? Wu Quishan ignored Old Man Li's words and pretended not to hear him. No matter how strong a rank 8 was, it was still a rank 8. Moreover, so what if he was the first rank 8? Yes, it might not be a problem for a rank 8 to fight against a typical rank 9. However, defeating did not mean killing. Killing a rank 9 was not something that could be done just by being slightly stronger. For a rank 8 powerhouse to kill a rank 9, it was as difficult as ascending to heaven. Qin Yaoting was the first rank 7, but for him to kill a rank 8 powerhouse was also as difficult as ascending to heaven. Even a dabbler like Old Manly might not be able to kill him. However, if it was Jing Minghong, it might not be impossible. Perhaps Old Jing was not that weak. There were not many rank 8s who were really weak. However, Jing Minghong had not entered the catacombs for many years. He had been staying in the Pill Company. If not, he would go to the capital city catacombs for a stroll. These few years, there were indeed very few opportunities to fight. As for Qin Yaoting, over at the South Capital Catacombs, this old man often went there. He had even ambushed and killed a few catacombs rank 7s. If not for that, it would have been difficult for him to become the first rank 7. Other martial arts university vice-chancellors had a few divine weapons, but he had one. Other martial arts university vice-chancellors had a few egg-sized energy stones that they could take out as they pleased. Unless it was the school's public funds, they really did not have many private funds. Old Shen had one too. As for Old Wu, Fang Ping paid more attention to him. This white-haired old man would amaze the world with a single brilliant feat. Next time, he would be more careful. Snake King! Fang Ping muttered in his heart. He did not understand this nickname before. Now, he had a slight impression of it. Mad Lion, Longevity Sword, Snake King, Unconquerable Wu. Fang Ping thought of many things. These fellows all had coquettish nicknames. Chapter 424. February 14th, the first day of the new year. On this day, early in the morning, the Nanjiang governor's office held a press conference to briefly explain what happened last night. There was no doubt that the cultists were running rampant, intending to destroy the stability of society and create chaos on New Year's Eve. MCMAU Fang Ping and NMAU Wang Jinyang stepped forward bravely and killed these evil cult members. Similarly, on this day, the Sino Rank 5 ranking list was updated. First place, Fang Ping. Today was the end of the new year, and Fang Ping would only be 20 years old after the new year. Fang Ping, 20 years old, Secretary General of MCMAU's University Council, President of MCMAU Martial Arts Society, Honorary Commander of Sun City, sophomore student of MCMAU. These were Fang Ping's identity information. Battle record, February 13, 2010, killed a peak rank 6 martial artist, a middle stage rank 6 martial artist, and an early stage rank 6 martial artist. Wang Jinyang also entered the list and instantly entered the second place. Wang Jinyang, 21 years old, Honorary Deputy Governor of Nanjiang, President of NMAU Martial Arts Society, Junior Student of NMAU. Combat record, February 13, 2010, fought with a peak rank 6 martial artist and survived. Compared to Fang Ping, old Wang's battle record paled in comparison. However, those who knew about it all knew how terrifying such a battle record was. For an early stage rank 5 martial artist to survive a fight with a peak rank 6 martial artist, this was the biggest miracle. Fighting didn't mean running away. If he really wanted to escape, it wouldn't be worth writing about. These two geniuses of this generation had truly displayed their invincibility this time. A rank 5 defeating a rank 6. The culprit was still a peak rank 6. Even if the evil sect martial artists were slightly weaker, at the stage of peak rank 6, no matter how weak they would not be that weak. Prodigies were also human. It was very difficult for someone to surpass so many ranks to kill the other party. Fang Ping's current strength was displayed as a middle stage rank 5. Wang Jinyang was only an early stage rank 5. Capital City. Killed a peak rank 6. When Li Hansong saw the list, the only thought that came to his mind was that these lunatics were crazy to the extreme. CCMAU is really too comfortable. No, I'm too comfortable. Li Hansong dared not imagine. Would he be able to keep his life if he encountered a peak rank 6? Not to mention killing him, it would be his greatest luck if he didn't die. What a terrifying fellow! Li Hansong mumbled. Then, he steeled his heart. He couldn't go on like this. He would be left further and further behind. Therefore, right after New Year's Eve, Li Hansong put on his iron boxing gloves and went down to the catacombs. The reason why an expert was strong was not purely due to talent. Titles were not given out casually. This thing could be said to be useful, but it was actually useless. However, powerhouses who received a title were definitely top-notch powerhouses of the same rank. Fang Ping was currently the first among rank 5. Logically speaking, it was fine to give one. However, how could he decide it himself? This thing was publicly recognized. If many people called it, then it would be recognized. The other party stuttered for a long time, unable to give an accurate answer no matter what. Finally, Fang Ping hung up the phone helplessly. After he hung up the phone, the person in charge of the Martial Arts Association was so happy that he almost cried. If he was entangled by Fang Ping any longer, he would also break down. Regarding Fang Ping asking for a title, the others were not surprised. At this moment, everyone was downstairs at the Fang residence. Wu Quishan waited for him to hang up the phone. He did not harp on this and said, "We'll go back first. I'll invite rank 8 martial artists to solve your problem as soon as possible. However, if you do that, you'll probably lose all your gains this time." Fang Ping sighed and said helplessly, "With a cost price of 5 billion, I can sell it for at least 12 to 15 billion, right? The market price might even exceed 20 billion. That's it," Wu Quishan said lightly. "You need to prepare at least 200 grams of energy essence. It might not be enough, 300 grams is about right. If you want to exchange for this from the government, you'll have to give away at least half of your 5 billion share. As for the rest, hiring some rank 8s should be enough." Fang Ping nodded helplessly. "All right then. How long will it take for the two major companies to send it to us?" "About 3 days. Including the time needed to gather a few rank 8s, it'll take at least 5 days. After 5 days, you'll return to MC Mayu and train your body. 5 days. Fan Ping calculated for a while. During this period, he could only rely on wealth to restore vitality. It would consume at least 1 or 2 billion wealth. Thinking about it, Fan Ping's heart ached. This time, he had really suffered a huge loss. If it were not for the evil sect causing trouble, his original plan was to enter the Magic City catacombs first, mine, accumulate, and wait until he achieved peak rank 5 before honing the last 3 golden bones. This way, he should be able to withstand the activation of the golden bones. In the end, man proposes, God disposes. Now, with this mess, although he might achieve peak rank 5 in advance, the consumption was too great. Fine, if I don't lose the child, I won't be able to catch the wolf. Fan Ping sighed. Using money to exchange for ability and time was worth it. But it was really too much. Rank 7s and 7s could not afford to spend so much money. Otherwise, rank 8s would not accept employment. Rank 9s probably could not afford it either. Wu Chuan, that pauper, had a net worth of 10 billion. Unless he sold his divine weapon to see if he could gather so much money. Wu Quishan did not say much. In the next moment, he performed the flight step and disappeared directly. The others also performed the flight step and followed. At their level, driving a car or taking a plane was too troublesome. They might as well fly back directly. Goodbye, instructors. I'll miss you all. Fan Ping said some polite words, but they turned a deaf ear to him. Miss my *s. Every time this kid missed them, nothing good came out of it. After sending off the MCMU instructors, Qin Yaoting was also sent off at the same time. The old man did not say much, but the way he looked at him was a little unfriendly. His expression said that if Fan Ping dared to be a heartless man, he would dare to hack Fan Ping to death. Fan Ping was very conflicted. This time, Qin Yaoting also had a lot of gains. SC Mayu had also built its own production line. Of course, SC Mayu's gains were limited. In addition to some secret recipes and technical problems, the production cost was much higher. But this was a good start. Having a self-built production line was the foundation of a famous university. In the past, only CCMAU, MCMAU, and FMS had it. Now SC Mayu had it too. As for whether the higher-ups would agree, Qin Yaoting did not think it was a big problem. He was about to achieve rank 8. Once he became a rank 8 golden body martial artist, SC Mayu's status would rise. Nowadays, there were not many martial arts universities with golden body powerhouses. CC Mayu, MC Mayu, Sino Nation Martial Arts University, and First Military School all had rank 8 golden bodies. 9 States Military School actually had one too, but it was more in name only. The rank 8 of the other party was only the honorary vice-chancellor of the school. In reality, he was mainly in charge of the military department. If Qin Yaoting broke through to rank 8, then SC Mayu's status as a famous university would be stable. As for NMAU, although Wang Jinyang had mentioned this, the chances of getting permission were not high. Still, if it was done in Nanjiang's name, then there was still hope. Amidst the chaos, Fan Ping sent these people away. Wang Jinyan had also gone home a long time ago. Back home, his parents were quietly packing. Yesterday's battle had made them see many things clearly. It was hard to leave their homeland. However, no matter how reluctant they were, it was time to go. Their son had a villa in Magic City that had been renovated. In the past, Fan Mingrong and his wife thought it did not matter whether they moved or not. But now, their enemies were at their door. If they did not leave, were they supposed to let their son stay at home every day? As they were packing, Fan Yuan was also on the phone. Actually, she was also very reluctant. Her shop had just opened, and she had thousands of sisters here. However, in the battle yesterday, her brother was almost killed. She could still see it. Wang Jinyang was beaten until his stomach was penetrated. What about her brother? Until now, he was still wearing a military coat and leather gloves, covering himself up tightly. Fan Yuan wanted to take a look, but Fan Ping slapped her a few times. Fan Yuan cried so hard that Fang Ping thought he had hurt her. Little did he know that his sister was not stupid. She had already guessed that he must have been seriously injured and dared not show her. Xiaoling, I'll be in Magic City in a few days. Remember to call me when you miss me. Xiuyu, I'll leave the matters in the society and the company to you. From now on, contact me through the phone and the internet. Yes, my brother is the first among rank 5. My brother said that I can become a martial artist soon. When that time comes, I'll also be on the list and get first place. Remember to look at the list. Fan Yuan's phone call lasted for a long time. Fang Ping, on the other hand, sat on the balcony with the broken window, looking outside. It was hard to leave one's homeland. If one day, not only did humans have to leave their homeland like Sun City, but even Earth as well, what would that feel like? The more I know, the more I'll understand how insignificant I am. Once upon a time, he had thought that becoming a martial artist was a great thing. However, at this moment, so what if he was a rank 9? So what if he was at the top? The species conservation plan had allowed Fang Ping to see through too much. Those powerhouses at the top were also somewhat pessimistic. Otherwise, it would not have come to this. On the second day of the Lunar New Year, Fang Ping gathered with Wu Zhihao and the others and had a few drinks. They talked about life and the future. These people were not considered weak among their peers. Wu Zhihao and the others had received 10 million from Fang Ping previously. They had been cultivating diligently. Now, they had all entered middle stage rank 1. Upper stage rank 1 was not far away. However, Fang Ping did not feel much about this realm. They had hopes of entering rank 2 in the second semester of their sophomore year. When they graduated, they might be able to reach rank 3. In the past, in martial arts universities, especially normal martial arts universities, rank 3 graduates were synonymous with elites. Now, what was the use of rank 3 strength? However, after this, the energy concentration between heaven and earth would increase, and the supply to each school would increase. Everyone's cultivation speed would increase. Those who could get into martial arts universities, especially martial arts university students from normal families, were actually quite talented. This was a crisis, but it was also an opportunity. Perhaps, these people would have greater breakthroughs. Nanjiang's catacombs had also opened. If they entered the catacombs, these people might have some fortuitous encounters. This was also something that was hard to say. On the third day of the Lunar New Year, Fan Ping's aunt and her family came to Sun City. Fan Ping did not give much care to his aunt and her family. The only thing he gave them were 2 houses in Sun City. Whether they sold it or kept it, they could do whatever they wanted with the 2 houses. His cousins were still young, so Fan Ping only gave them some normal vitality pills and nothing else. Sometimes, being ordinary was not necessarily a bad thing. Fan Ping was gathering and saying his goodbyes. His parents and Fan Yuan were the same. The Fan family was moving away. Actually, many people in Sun City knew about this. On New Year's Eve, Fan Ping had announced this to the public. The people of Sun City did not know if they should feel sad or lucky. With Fan Ping gone, those powerhouses who could destroy a city would not come to Sun City again, would they? However, Fan Ping was Sun City's glory. He was their bragging rights and their pride. Leaving just like that still made them feel a little complicated. Fan Ping brought his family and prepared to move to Magic City. Sun City's other pride, Wang Jinyang, whose brilliance had been overshadowed by Fan Ping, was also preparing to move. This time, the other party had attacked Fan Ping. Next time, it might be him. There were too few powerhouses in a small Sun City. If he continued to let his family stay here, not only would his family's safety be at risk, but if another war broke out, Sun City might be destroyed. With these considerations in mind, the Wang family also began to move. On the 5th day of the first month, Fan Ping did not have much, but his parents packed a car full of things, hired a truck, and headed to Magic City together. On this day, people came to send them off. There were not many who saw Fan Ping off. There were also not many who saw his parents off. However, the dozens of chattering little girls made the atmosphere of parting dissipate a little. These little girls chattered nonstop and lingered around Fang Yuan reluctantly. They wished they could chat until the sky turned dark. In the end, Fang Yuan waved goodbye to these girls who might not be able to step into the martial arts world for the rest of their lives. Commander Bai Jinshan, along with a group of government personnel, also watched the Fang family leave quietly. On this day, Fang Ping was not the only one who left. Elsewhere, Wang Jinyang also left. Bai Jinshan was silent for a long time. Without saying a word, he turned around and walked toward the house of Commander. Sun City had produced two prodigies, but now they had to leave. It made people feel bad. On the 18th of February, Sun City's Fang Ping and Wang Jinyang left with their families. Chapter 425. February 19th. MCMAU Southern Area, Energy Room. Qin Yunqi asked worriedly. Fang Ping, are you really okay? Fang Ping was wrapped in a large cotton jacket. In a situation where most martial artists wore only unlined clothing, he seemed out of place. Fang Ping's family arrived in Magic City yesterday, and Qin Yunqi had already given up waiting in South Capital the day before yesterday, arriving even earlier than Fang Ping. If Fang Ping had not said that he was busy yesterday and could not disturb them, she would have gone to look for him. When Fang Ping finally arrived at school, seeing Fang Ping wearing a thick cotton jacket, Qin Yunqi was extremely worried. What could happen to me? Fang Ping smiled. Wearing a cotton jacket to keep warm. I wanted to experience what it's like to be a normal person. Qin Yunqi bit her lip and said softly, Grandpa said that you were injured. Have you recovered? Yes, it's just a small injury. Fang Ping was nonchalant. He chuckled and said, A few rank 6 martial artists can hurt me? I've fought with a rank 9 before, and it's not a big deal. The few people who were ignored looked at each other. After a while, Zhao Lei said sullenly, Then why did you come to the energy room? Fang Ping glanced at him and said impatiently, I'm here to wait for someone. Is there a problem? Even if I'm not waiting for someone, can't I cultivate? As for you guys, I'm here to take a look. Why are you all crowding around me? Zhao Lei continued to say sullenly, Dean Li said that you've become a skeleton. Today, you're here to recover from your injuries. We're here to take a look. What? Fang Ping was shocked. Who said that? On the other side, Yang Shaman said faintly, Dean Li said that we shouldn't court death. If we meet someone of a higher rank than us, we should behave and escape first. He also gave us a negative example, saying that someone was beaten into a skeleton and told us to remember this lesson. Fang Ping's expression kept changing. Beside him, Qin Yunqi was not too sure. She glanced at Fang Ping's large cotton jacket and wanted to say something, but in the end, she did not speak. Some things, since they had already happened, it was useless to ask again. Fang Ping cursed in his heart. Old manly, this big mouth. The old man did not cultivate mentality and still had the time to gossip. No wonder he could not become a true rank 8. As they were talking, Huang Jing walked over. Huang Jing glanced at the people surrounding Fang Ping and did not say much. The others greeted him one after another. Huang Jing nodded slightly. Then, he looked at Fang Ping and said, The Vice-Chancellor has gone to pick them up. You should get ready. Whether or not you can recover depends on this. If we fail this time, we'll be in trouble. If he failed to forge a semi-golden body, he would lose his flesh and blood. This meant that he would not be able to enter upper stage or peak rank 5. In this case, Fang Ping's cultivation from now on would be troublesome. How much longer could Fang Ping last, putting aside the question of how much further he could go? It was hard to say whether the golden bones could survive on their own. Fang Ping nodded slightly. He took a deep breath and said through gritted teeth, There's definitely no problem. It's 12 billion. Yes, 12 billion. This time, Wu Quishan had generously invited rank 8s from all over the world to come to the rescue. 1 billion per person. He only needed to pay a little bit of imperishable substance. There were 8 rank 8 martial artists invited this time. This was a sky-high price of 8 billion. In addition, for 100 grams of energy essence. In fact, the officials also had a fixed price for energy essence, 10 million per gram. It was 10 times more expensive than cultivating energy stones, and it was the kind that had a price but no supply. This time, the two major companies went back to report the news and finally agreed to MC Mayu's conditions. However, Wu Quishan was only willing to use the 2 billion quota of pills and weapons in exchange for 400 grams of energy essence. It was hard to say who would lose and who would gain. In the end, the higher-ups still agreed to Wu Quishan's request. Fan Ping's flesh was broken and could not be healed. As the current number 1 rank 5, the number 1 martial arts university student, MC Mayu would definitely not let it go if they did not save Fan Ping. The incident that had already been settled might start again. Therefore, 2 billion quota was exchanged for 400 grams of energy essence. As for the remuneration paid to the 8 rank 8 powerhouses, although it was 1 billion per person, Wu Quishan said that they would be paid in pills and weapons. The rank 8s were also very willing. They were even more satisfied than cash. Fan Ping's remaining 3 billion quota was paid out by Wu Quishan at 8 billion. No one felt that there was anything wrong with it. The rank 8s, on the other hand, were quite happy. It was said that because of this matter, many rank 8 powerhouses who were initially not interested took the initiative to help. In the end, the number of people was enough, which made these powerhouses feel a little regretful. It was not so easy to obtain a large number of pills and weapons. Even if they had the money, they might not be able to purchase them on a large scale. Sino Nation was considered good. There were many catacombs entrances and a lot of production. Some countries might only have 1 catacombs entrance. The production was limited. Pills and weapons were extremely scarce. When they heard that there were people in Sino Nation who wanted to hire them, and they did not need to fight. They just needed to use some imperishable substances. Some rank 8s from small countries could not wait to fly over. However, Sino Nation had requirements for foreign powerhouses to enter the country. There was also a review. In addition, Fan Ping's matter was quite urgent. Some rank 8 powerhouses still had missions to complete. Wu Quishan could not wait. In the end, he invited 5 rank 8 powerhouses from his country, plus 3 rank 8s from neighboring countries. When the number was enough, the mission was cancelled. When they heard 12 billion, the few people nearby were stunned. Zhao Lei was a little confused. What 12 billion? Fan Ping glanced at him. Suddenly, he did not feel the pinch anymore. He said in a relaxed manner, "It's nothing. Didn't I suffer some injuries? I was afraid that there would be sequelae. I invited 8 rank 8 powerhouses to use imperishable substances to heal me. I paid 12 billion as remuneration." Zhao Lei was stunned. Yan Xiaoman's mouth was wide open. Fu Changding, who had just walked in, was also stunned. Song Yingji, who was pretending not to see Fan Ping, could not help but swallow his saliva. "Are you kidding us? In order to heal you, you hired 8 golden body powerhouses to use imperishable substances to heal you? 12 billion! What kind of concept was this?" Song Yingji calculated for a while. He planned to return with a full load every time he entered the catacombs. Each time he entered, he would earn 100 million. In a year, he would enter once every 2 months. After all, every time he entered, he would need time to come back and recuperate. 6 times a year, that would be 600 million. For a rank 6 martial artist, this should be an incomparably huge gain. In this way, it would be 20 years without eating, drinking, or cultivating. Every year, he would be in a life and death situation. Only then could he accumulate 12 billion wealth. In reality, this was the most ideal situation. Entering the catacombs 120 times, other things aside, he would still have to buy pills to heal when he was injured. Otherwise, he would have died a long time ago. Fan Ping, this kid, could casually spend more than 10 billion to hire a rank 8 to heal him. Comparing oneself to others would really infuriate one to death. Song Yingji was still a rank 6 powerhouse. The others had low abilities, their gains were even smaller. According to their abilities, they would not be able to earn so much in their entire lives. The few of them were stunned. Qinyinshi, on the other hand, said worriedly, "Your injuries are so serious. Didn't Grandpa say that it would be fine?" Grandpa lied to her again. Fan Ping was such a stingy person. Why would he spend so much money to hire someone to heal him for no reason? If it was a minor injury, MC Mayu did not need to seek help from outsiders at all. MC Mayu also had rank 8 martial artists. They also had their own pill production line. There were also many healing pills. Fan Ping coughed softly and laughed. "It's not about the injury. I'm preparing to forge a semi-golden body and achieve peak rank 5 in advance. After this time, I'll be a peak rank 5 martial artist. It's worth it to spend a little money to speed up my cultivation. Otherwise, I'll need some time to achieve peak rank 5. After today, I'll achieve rank 6 soon. The following rank 7, 8, and 9 won't be difficult either. Tell me, is it worth it to spend some money to help me become a Grandmaster powerhouse sooner? Really?" Qinyinshi was delighted at first. Then, she looked conflicted. Peak rank 5? She was only peak rank 3. Rank 4 was still some time away. Even if she was rank 4 now, it was too slow. Not to mention Qinyinshi Songyingji, who was beside her, was now staring at the ceiling. Peak rank 5. F***CK. There was no way he could go on like this. He had cultivated hard for decades and achieved rank 6 at 50 years old. Even if he had only achieved rank 6 not long ago, he, Songyingji, was already considered a genius of his generation. Nowadays, there were only a few Grandmaster powerhouses of the older generation who became Grandmasters at 50 years old in recent years. In the past, becoming a Grandmaster at 70 or 80 years old was considered lucky. MC Mayu's old Vice-Chancellor, an 80-year-old rank 8, was called a little fellow by many older generations. How old was Fan Ping? 20 years old. 20 years old, peak rank 5. Perhaps he could achieve rank 6 at 20 years old. How long would it take for him to become a Grandmaster? Even if he delayed his time in rank 6, the probability of Fan Ping becoming a Grandmaster before 25 years old was extremely high. In another 5 years, could he, Songyingji, achieve upper stage rank 6? Thinking about it made his stomach full of bitterness. Peak rank 5. Everyone had a complicated expression on their faces. Could he not be so fast? It was really hard to be Fan Ping's classmate. These geniuses, prodigies, did not treat themselves as prodigies at this moment. Compared to Fan Ping, they were trash. Seeing that these people were devastated, Fan Ping smiled and said nothing. Huang Jing comforted him. The most important thing in martial arts cultivation is endurance. Practicing martial arts is not something that can be done in a day, Songyingji said bitterly. Vice-Chancellor, wait until his rank surpasses yours, then you can comfort us. Huang Jing's expression stiffened. He glanced at him and said after a while, "There hasn't been anyone in charge of the health department for a long time. Little Song, you should report there in a few days and change the environment." Songyingji's expression changed again and again. He did not make a sound, nor did he reply. Old Huang would soon forget about this matter. Even if he did not forget, he would not go, even if he was beaten to death. Huang Jing glanced at him and snorted in his heart. "You think I can't punish you?" Fan Ping looked at Songyingji sympathetically. "I'm not the one who asked you to go to the health department this time. The Grandmasters in this school are all sinister. Just wait to be taught a lesson." As they chatted, after a while, Huang Jing's expression turned serious, and he said in a low voice, "They're here." As he said that, Huang Jing walked out. Fan Ping and the others hurriedly followed. It was Fan Ping's first time seeing so many rank 8 powerhouses. He had to broaden his horizons. Outside the energy room, Wu Quishan and a few powerhouses were chatting happily. One of them, an old man with slightly dark skin, walked to the front of the energy room and suddenly said in slightly different Mandarin, "Sino Nation's martial arts world is really not something we can compare to. This energy cultivation room, is even bigger than the royal families. The old man's face was full of envy. This was only a martial arts university in Sino Nation. However, this huge energy cultivation room was even bigger than the royal family's cultivation room. Not every country could have a cultivation room that could accommodate hundreds of people. Some small countries could not afford to build one. Even if they could, they might not have enough source stones. It would be a waste to build one. After the dark-skinned old man finished speaking, another middle-aged man who wasn't tall sighed softly and said, "Your Siam royal family even built an energy cultivation room. My Khmer royal family only has one cultivation room for the princes and princesses to cultivate." These words sounded extremely bleak. However, this was also the truth. These two rank 8 golden body powerhouses were the top group of powerhouses in their countries. In Siam, there was only one rank 9, 3 rank 8s, and more than 10 rank 7s. However, they had to guard very few catacombs. There was only one entrance. Khmer was even worse. They did not even have a rank 9. Of course, their country was also small. They had more than 10 million people. There was no catacombs entrance within their borders. Instead, they guarded one catacombs entrance together with the two neighboring countries. 3 countries guarding together. The pressure was less, but it also meant that the output was less. The output of one catacombs entrance could not even be satisfied with pills, let alone higher-end energy stones. MCMAU was Sino Nation's highest level of martial sciences science. It gathered a large number of Sino Nation's prodigies. Naturally, these cultivation facilities could not be compared to theirs. Not to mention these powerhouses from small countries, even the few Sino Nation's local powerhouses who followed along were somewhat envious. One of the middle-aged female powerhouses chuckled softly. "Vice-Chancellor Wu, I heard that MCMAU even built a celestiality cultivation room?" Wu Quishan chuckled. "We do, but it can't satisfy all rank 6 martial artists' cultivation needs. It's better than nothing." When these words reached everyone's ears, they felt even more upset. It was good enough that they had it, but they still had to satisfy everyone's cultivation needs. What was this called? The well-fed did not know the hunger of the starving. As they were talking, Huang Jing and the others walked out. Huang Jing probably knew these powerhouses. He smiled and greeted them. Fan Ping and the others, on the other hand, bowed hurriedly to show their respect. Including Wu Quishan, at this moment, there were 9 rank 8s and 1 rank 7 gathered here. Not far away, Old Man Li also walked over leisurely. Including him, a fake rank 8, that was 10 rank 8s. With this strength, it was enough to kill a typical rank 9. The few rank 8 powerhouses first exchanged a few pleasantries with Wang Jing. Then, one after another, they set their sights on Fan Ping, Sino Nation's current number 1 prodigy. The number 1 rank 5 powerhouse. The few rank 8 powerhouses, especially, felt the same aura from Fan Ping. Their pupils contracted slightly. The aura of a golden body powerhouse. Everyone's gaze fell on him. Then, they looked at Wu Quishan with an inquiring look. Wu Quishan did not hide anything now. He smiled and said, "Fan Ping has forged golden bones in advance. However, his physique is not enough, causing his flesh to collapse. I have no choice but to ask for your help. Using imperishable substances and energy essence, let him forge a body that can withstand golden bones." Previously, the few rank 8s thought that it was for healing. Only now did they know that it was not healing, but to forge Fan Ping's golden body. Their expressions were fluctuating. Most people still did not know that Fan Ping had forged golden bones in advance. The tanned old man from Siam could not help but ask, "Vice-Chancellor Wu, how can a rank 5 forge golden bones?" Wu Quishan smiled. "I don't know about this. Everyone, don't worry. As long as we supply according to the agreed amount, it will be fine. I won't let your vitality be hurt." The few of them frowned slightly. They did not ask any more. However, the way they looked at Fan Ping was a little different. A rank 5 martial artist who had forged golden bones. Such a person could not be treated as a normal rank 5. Moreover, the other party was a group of the most talented people in Sino Nation. That was even more important. Everyone calculated in their hearts for a while. They all nodded. Wu Kuishan clearly did not have the intention to explain in detail. Then, they did not ask any more. Later, when Fan Ping was forging his flesh, they would also be able to see some things. At this moment, Fan Ping did not care about everyone's gaze. He only felt that these people were really poor. He had heard the few rank 8's conversation earlier. With the country's resources, they could only build one cultivation room for a few princes and princesses to cultivate. How miserable! If he had known this earlier, could he have hired them for 500 million? Also, these fellows were so poor. If he wanted to kill rank 8 and rank 9 martial artists in the future, could he also spend money to hire them? However, after thinking about it, Fan Ping felt that it was better to forget about it. These fellows were so poor. If they saw the benefits, would they not be jealous? They might even kill him while they were at it. Moreover, this time, they were only supplying imperishable substances. Although it would hurt the body, it was not dangerous. Hiring servants to fight in the war could endanger their lives. Amidst the chatter, everyone entered the energy room. Fan Ping did not delay either. Very quickly, he took off his jacket. When he took off his jacket, everyone's expression changed. His injuries are so serious. Song Yingji's expression was solemn. He knew that Fan Ping was injured earlier, but he did not expect his injuries to be this serious. Other than his head, there were not many intact pieces of flesh on Fan Ping's body. At this moment, his internal organs were clearly visible. Song Yingji's expression was solemn. The eyes of the few girls present were red. Qin Yinxi bit her lip hard, not saying a word. Fan Ping's injuries were much more serious than expected. If it was someone else, they might have died long ago. Old Man Li, who followed behind, was not surprised at all. He said casually, "Fan Ping, take off your underwear. You're almost a skeleton. Wearing this thing is a hindrance." Fan Ping's expression darkened. He ignored him and walked straight into the cultivation room. The few rank 8 powerhouses looked solemn. Someone said softly, "There's almost no flesh left. Regenerating flesh is harder than forging on the original foundation." Wu Kuishan nodded. "That's true. But don't worry, everyone. We've also prepared a lot of energy essence. It's enough for him to complete the repair of his flesh. What you need to do is to help him complete the rebirth of his flesh for a period of time. During this period, he will complete the forging of his flesh. Energy essence. Is it pure energy essence, or the kind that has been modified by rank 9 monster plants? Modified life essence." Wu Kuishan said, then added, "As for energy stones, we've also prepared a lot. There's no shortage of energy." Big move! The few of them were amazed. What a big move! At this moment, everyone could see that in the cultivation room, a large amount of energy was being released. It was not life essence, but the burning of energy stones. Wu Kuishan did not mention the money. It was sponsored by the university. MC Meiyu's huge gains this time had a lot to do with Fan Ping. Without Fan Ping being attacked, without Zhao Yu, the two major companies would not have compromised so easily. Fan Ping was seriously injured, but MC Meiyu would not be stingy. Large amounts of high-ranked energy stones were being burned and released energy as if they were free. Fan Ping, on the other hand, did not care much about this. He had previously lent the university tens of billions of energy stones. He did not even plan to take this back. Now that the university had a huge gain, it was nothing to spend a little. At this moment, Fan Ping was adjusting his condition. Wealth, 18 billion, converted, vitality, 5,500 calories, 5,500 calories, mentality, 879 Hz, 879 Hz, bones honed, 177 bones, 100%, 29 bones, 90%, storage space, 4 cubic meters, plus, energy shield. 10,000 wealth/minute. Although he had spent money this time and lost everything, his wealth had indeed increased, an increase of more than 10 billion. Compared to a few days ago, although it did not seem like it had increased by 10 billion, Fan Ping had also spent a lot of wealth these few days, at least around 1 billion. A share of 5 billion was definitely not just 5 billion, it had more than doubled. I've spent more than 10 billion. I must complete the forging. Fan Ping took a deep breath. This time, he must not fail. Otherwise, aside from spending money, he would not be able to recast his flesh. That would be a big problem. 18 billion wealth might not be able to keep his condition from worsening. When his wealth was depleted, other parts of his body would collapse. Could he really survive with the golden bones? I'm ready. Thank you, Grand Masters. Fan Ping bowed slightly toward the outside. Whether he could succeed or not depended on what happened next. Outside the room, a few rank 8 powerhouses also nodded slightly. Then 4 of them pressed their hands on the funnels, a golden glow appearing in their hands. Wu Quishan growled. Prepare for flesh rebirth. Got it! Fan Ping responded. Without delay, he quickly began to absorb the golden glow that flowed into the cultivation room. The next moment, his originally bare arms, chest, began to emit a sizzling sound. Inside Fan Ping's body, a large amount of vitality force emerged continuously. The surrounding energy was also quickly absorbed into his body, and began to help the imperishable substance recover his flesh and blood. Outside the room, Qin Yinshi and the others looked nervous. Old Man Li's expression was solemn too. In his seriousness, there was some regret. If he had not used up all the life essence in the catacombs that day, Fan Ping would not have to do this at all. A large amount of life essence produced a qualitative change. Its effect was stronger than that of the imperishable substance. In Fan Ping's condition, forging half a golden body, a few dozen caddies would be considered a compliment. He could definitely recover his flesh and blood. Now, however, it was useless to regret. Moreover, the situation that day was tense. There was no way to keep those life essences. I hope he can recover. Old Man Li sighed softly in his heart. If he did not succeed, then he could only think of a way to seize more life essence from the catacombs. Although the government had it, with such a large consumption, forget Fan Ping, who was a rank 5 prodigy, even if he was a rank 8, the government might not be able to pay such a huge price to save him. Just as everyone was worrying, Fan Ping's body inside the room was rapidly covered with a layer of blood-red flesh and blood at a speed visible to the naked eye. The sizzling sound did not stop. Other than the golden glow, there was also an extremely dense vitality force rolling on the surface of his body. This scene also attracted the attention of a few rank 8 powerhouses. Chapter 426. Meridians, should I reconstruct them or not? In the cultivation room, Fan Ping looked at the recovery of his flesh with a serious expression. This was the best opportunity to reconstruct his meridians. However, when Old Man Li forged his golden body previously, he did not reconstruct his meridians. Fan Ping suddenly gritted his teeth. He was not going to reconstruct it. At this point, there was not much meaning in reconstructing meridians. Old Man Li could circulate vitality force through the cells in his body, so he could do the same. The next moment, Fan Ping directly absorbed a large amount of imperishable substance, completely regenerating his flesh and blood. Outside the room, the Grand Master's expressions changed slightly. Wu Quishan remained calm and collected, while Old Man Li frowned slightly. Fan Ping did not reconstruct his meridians. The flesh has been reborn. At this moment, Fan Ping was no longer a skeleton. He had returned to his normal state. However, the golden bones in Xiao Chen's body continued to tremble. His body, which had just recovered, was still unable to support the power of the golden bones. Fan Ping frowned, continuing to absorb the golden imperishable substance. On the other hand, he was also absorbing huge amounts of energy into his body. Outside, Wu Quishan no longer hesitated. He took out a crystal bottle and poured all the life essence into it, The few rank 8s were breathing rapidly. Mother asterisk Kerr, how extravagant! MC Mayu's extravagance was boundless. In order to let Fang Ping reconstruct his flesh and blood, the price he had to pay made them feel sorry for MC Mayu. Among the few rank 8s who did not make a move, one of them said softly, "Vice-Chancellor Wu, your university really values Fang Ping." Wu Quishan smiled faintly. "It's his own money." The few of them were slightly stunned. Wu Quishan did not explain. This kid was rich, and the school still needed a large sum of money from him. When the life essence energy surged into the cultivation room, Fang Ping hurriedly began to absorb it. The mellow life energy and the imperishable substance started to stabilize his body. Fang Ping breathed a sigh of relief, but he did not dare to relax. He was too lazy to absorb the energy from the energy stones in the room. It was too time-consuming, and he still had to absorb and convert them. In the next moment, an almost limitless amount of vitality surged out of Fang Ping's body and began to transform every cell in his body. Old Manly had spent a few years to allow his cells to withstand vitality force and allow vitality to spread densely. That was because this step consumed far too much vital energy. Fang Ping, on the other hand, did not care. He still had 18 billion wealth points, which could be converted into 18 million calories vitality, which was equivalent to the total vitality of 1800 peak rank 6 martial artists. Old Manly's peak vitality was only 10,000 cal previously. Now that his vitality had been depleted, it would take at least 2 to 3 days to replenish it. Moreover, the consumption was not low. After a year, Old Manly would only be able to recover 1,000,000 cal of vitality. In reality, Old Manly would not do that. The consumption was too high, and he could not afford it. During those years, he only tempered his body every now and then, not every day and night. Based on his consumption rate, the vitality he would eventually consume would be about 1,000,000 cal. However, he had been doing it for a long time. Fang Ping wanted to complete this step in one go. When endless vitality force surged into Fang Ping's body, the excessive vitality force caused his flesh to crumble. The imperishable substance and life essence were also constantly repairing his flesh wounds, giving him enough time to hone his flesh cells. After a few minutes, just as Fang Ping was honing his cells, he suddenly frowned. Then, the piece of flesh he had tempered suddenly shattered. "No!" Fang Ping frowned immediately. Outside the room, Qinyanshi asked hurriedly, "Dean, what's wrong with him?" Old Manly suppressed the irritation in his heart and said in a low voice, "It's nothing. There's just too much energy. His physique is not strong enough yet, causing it to crumble. He'll be fine after adapting for a while." "This won't do!" Fang Ping frowned. Suddenly, he thought of something. In the next moment, Fang Ping shattered all his flesh. Outside the room, Wu Quishan suddenly shouted, "Fang Ping, what are you doing?" Did this kid know how much imperishable substance and life essence had been used to help him recover his flesh? Fang Ping's hoarse voice could be heard. "I know. Don't worry, Vice-Chancellor." Having said that, flesh appeared on Fang Ping's hand bone again. This time, Fang Ping did not use vitality force to hone it. Instead, he condensed a large amount of celestiality and enveloped the hand bone directly. He thought of the last time when Lu Fengru forced the fusion. Celestiality was stronger than vitality force. Logically speaking, the golden skeleton and golden body should be able to withstand the power of heaven and earth. If he wanted his flesh to withstand the power of golden bones, then he had to forge a body that could withstand celestiality. His previous body that could only withstand vitality force was still too weak. Fang Ping's action made the few rank 8s from outside dumbfounded. The tanned old man from Siam could not help but ask, "Vice-Chancellor Wu, is your school's prodigy a rank 8 or a rank 5? Was this really a rank 5 martial artist? Unlimited vitality, golden bones, and celestiality. Do you think I'll believe you if you say he's a rank 5? Wu Quishan was speechless. Another powerhouse beside him smiled bitterly. "Rank 5? I see that his internal organs have not turned golden yet. There are signs of energy leakage." The Sanjiao Gate should not be closed, but this. However, this rank 5 did not fit the image of a rank 5 at all. The few powerhouses from Sino Nation were also amazed. Among them, the rank 8 female in green said enviously, MC Mayu is really going to produce a monster. According to this development, if he condenses a golden body this time, once the Sanjiao Gate is closed and his mentality continues to grow, he can achieve rank 8 in the shortest time possible. Wu Quishan chuckled. Doesn't your Qintian mountain have a few prodigies too? The woman in green smiled bitterly. A 25-year-old rank 5. If it were in the past, Qintian mountain would naturally be proud. However, martial arts universities are extremely powerful now. Rank 4 and 5 students are emerging. Not to mention Fang Ping, Enmei Wang Jinyan, CCMAU Li Han Song. Including your schools Chen Wolong and Qin Feng Qing, these people are extremely young. Chen Wolong is 23 this year. Qin Feng Qing should be reaching rank 5 soon. And the woman in green looked at Qin Yunqi and the others beside her. Her expression became even more bitter. She said softly, "These students are not that old, right? They are all Fang Ping's classmates. Then they are sophomores?" The woman was speechless. These people should be about the same age as Fang Ping, around 20 years old. Qin Yunqi and Zhao Lei had reached peak rank 3. Fu Changding was almost there. Yan Xiaoman and the others should not take too long. Rank 4 was right around the corner. Would rank 5 need 2 years? Even if it was 2 years, they would only be 22 years old. Qintian Mountain had a few prodigies who had stepped into rank 5 at around 25 years old. In the sect world, they were famous for a while. However, compared to martial arts universities, they were still far behind. The woman did not talk much about Qintian Mountain. Instead, she talked about something else. She said, Guangxing Temple's little monk Chan Ji has entered rank 6. He's only 30 years old. Guangxing Temple's heritage is deep. High Grand Master Zhao's Wanwu Mountain has also produced many prodigies in recent years. They are much stronger than our Qintian Mountain. Wanshan Temple. At the mention of Wanshan Temple, the woman in green suddenly frowned. I heard that someone found the old monk from Wanshan Temple. His name is also on the ranking list. Is he back? Wanshan Temple was the sect where the rank 3 monk Fang Ping had challenged. Monk Jiesa was from. Fang Ping beat him up. Later, that guy beat Yi Qin up. Before this, Wanshan Temple did not have a Grand Master. The previous abbot of Wanshan Temple had been in the catacombs for many years. There had been no trace of him. Recently, however, there were rumors that the old monk who had been in the catacombs had returned. Moreover, he had entered the rank 7 ranking list directly. This surprised many people. Wu Quishan nodded slightly. He said, "He's back. However, his injuries are not light. I heard that he has been in the catacombs for a long time. He wanted to condense a golden body but did not succeed." Golden body. The woman in green shook her head slightly. It was not easy to achieve a golden body. She had condensed a golden body. Although she looked like she was only in her 30s or 40s, in reality, she was already close to 100 years old. Fang Ping did not know either. Otherwise, he would have complained in his heart. Why was a centenarian pretending to be a young married woman? The woman in green did not continue talking about Wanshan Temple. After thinking for a while, she suddenly said in a low voice, "Is there any news about Lu Jin?" Wu Quishan frowned slightly. He shook his head. Lu Jin was his father-in-law. However, since he had appeared once 2 years ago, there was no news of him anymore. Now, Lu Jin's name was not on the ranking list. Peak rank 7 Lu Jin's ability was not weak. Whether he was dead or alive, it was difficult to determine at the moment. The old monk of Wanshan Temple had returned after disappearing for so many years. Lu Jin might not be dead. Wu Quishan did not say much. Lu Jin and the woman in green were from the same generation. His seniority was 1 generation lower than the few rank 8s present. However, when powerhouses had reached this stage, age did not matter. As long as they were not teachers and students or related by blood, and their abilities were similar, they would naturally treat each other as equals. While they were talking, in the cultivation room, Fan Ping condensed a gush of celestiality. It was not too strong, about 5C or so. He was constantly compressing the flesh on his hand. Wu Quishan took a look. He frowned slightly and said in a low voice, "Using celestiality to hone an ordinary flesh body might be very difficult." Having said that, Wu Quishan turned to look at Huang Jing and said, "Go get some high-ranked monster blood." Huang Jing did not move. He said in a low voice, "I can't do less, bring it all." "All right." Huang Jing nodded and disappeared quickly. After a while, Huang Jing returned. At this moment, Huang Jing was carrying a few crystal jars the size of water tanks. One of the jars attracted everyone's attention. In that jar, a large amount of golden liquid was rolling continuously. The tanned old man from Siam was really about to swallow. He could not care less about embarrassing himself. He said in a complicated tone, "Rank 8 golden body monster's blood?" "Yes." Wu Quishan sighed softly. There was a complicated look in his eyes. This was not obtained by him. It was obtained by the old Vice-Chancellor after all these years. The old Vice-Chancellor had gone on countless expeditions in his life. He had fought rank 8 monsters more than once. He had even killed rank 8 monsters. This jar of blood was left behind by that rank 8 monster. The blood of a golden body powerhouse had long been golden. It contained some imperishable substances and was also filled with a large amount of energy. The old Vice-Chancellor who had killed a rank 8 monster did not have a divine weapon. Many people could not understand it. They suspected that the monster he killed was too damaged and could not be forged into a divine weapon. In the big NCMAU, very few people knew that the old Vice-Chancellor did not have a divine weapon. A rank 8 divine weapon had also shown its power. It had once cut off a section of a rank 9 monster plant's trunk. After that, the rank 9 monster plant's trunk was integrated into it. The divine weapon became even stronger, reaching the strength of a rank 9 divine weapon. Only a few people knew about this. However, Wu Quishan knew that he could not hide it for long. Previously, he smashed Jing Minghong's flesh and blood. Jing Minghong might not know anything. However, Wu Chuan was also there. That guy might know. He knew quite a lot about MC Mayu. The old Vice-Chancellor was his teacher. Wu Quishan was not the old Vice-Chancellor's student. However, his teacher was also an instructor in MC Mayu. However, he had died in the catacombs many years ago. Come to think of it, he and Wu Chuan could be considered brothers. His teacher was one of the first batch of instructors in MC Mayu. His seniority was not lower than the old Vice-Chancellor's. These thoughts flashed in his mind. Wu Quishan did not think too much. He took a deep breath and nodded at Huang Jing. Seeing this, Huang Jing turned his head to look at Song Yingji and said, "Get a bathtub." "Oh right, it must be made from energy crystals." "Ah?" Song Yingji was stunned. After thinking for a while, he suddenly rushed out. After a while, he carried a crystal-like cauldron and walked over. He laughed dryly. "I don't have a bathtub. I only have this cauldron. A few years ago, technology was not at this stage. The cauldron used to burn energy stones." Huang Jing did not mind. It was good enough. Taking the cauldron, Huang Jing opened the jar in his hand and poured some red blood into it. Looking at the last jar of golden blood, Huang Jing glanced at Wu Quishan. Wu Quishan nodded slightly. "Use it." The blood of a rank 8 golden body monster was also good stuff. Fan Ping had taken the school's body-strengthening elixir before. For low-ranked martial artists, the effect was not bad. However, Fan Ping might not know that the body-strengthening elixir was actually mixed with some high-ranked monster's blood. Moreover, it was mixed with very little. If he did not bring back a high-ranked monster's corpse later, Wu Quishan would definitely settle the score with him. Seeing Wu Quishan nod, Huang Jing poured the golden blood into the cauldron. Once the golden blood entered the cauldron, it expelled the other red blood instantly. Even if it had been dead for many years and only blood was left, this golden blood was still incomparably domineering. Huang Jing did not delay. Very soon, he opened the door of the cultivation room, carried the cauldron, and walked in swiftly. Then, he put the cauldron down and said, "Go in, take a bath." At this moment, Fang Ping was having a headache about how to prevent his flesh from collapsing. Seeing this, he glanced at the cauldron and jumped straight into the cauldron without another word. When he entered the cauldron, the blood began to boil. Huang Jing said in a low voice, "There's rank 7 and 8 monsters' blood here. You can use it to hone your body. Don't absorb it into your body unless you want to have some monster's characteristics on your body. Got it?" Huang Jing did not stay any longer. He walked out quickly. A few rank 8 powerhouses were still continuing to release imperishable substances. On the other side, Song Yingji also began to continue letting people burn energy stones. This kid Fang Ping, the price he spent this time was too high. If even this did not work, then MCMAU would not be able to do anything, unless they found a rank 9 Paragon powerhouse to help and try. However, the chances were not high. In the cultivation room, the blood in the cauldron began to boil. The flesh in Fang Ping's hand began to absorb this blood. However, after the blood was filtered, it was discharged again. In the blink of an eye, the flesh on Fang Ping's hand bone appeared with a faint golden glow. "It's working!" Everyone's spirits were lifted. Old Man Li's face was also filled with joy. He said hurriedly, "It works! This is a sign of achieving half a golden body." And now, Fang Ping was combining celestiality, imperishable substances, monster's blood force, vitality force, energy stones energy, rapidly forging his flesh. The flesh on his hand bone continued to spread. Gradually, his entire left arm was covered in flesh. The flesh was faintly golden. Seeing this scene, everyone heaved a sigh of relief. They were no longer collapsing. This also meant that the flesh's toughness could support the golden bones. His left arm recovered, faintly golden. Fang Ping's celestiality continued to compress this flesh, making the golden glow more intense. After a while, faint golden flesh appeared on his right arm too. The 4 rank 8s who were injecting imperishable substances looked at each other and stopped in unison. The other 4 began to take over. Wu Quishan raised his eyebrows slightly, saying, "Fang Ping, don't continue compressing. It's fine as long as you can maintain the golden bones." This kid, did he really want to completely forge a golden body? 8 rank 8 powerhouses. The remuneration they received was limited. How could they have so much imperishable substances for him to consume and waste? Inside the room, Fang Ping looked slightly regretful. He did not continue compressing either. These few rank 8s were not his father. How could they endlessly inject imperishable substances to maintain his flesh's regeneration? That was enough. Moreover, they felt that it was not necessary to recover some hair and eyebrows. Even if they paid, they would feel that it was too wasteful. "Vice-Chancellor! Instructor! Grandmasters!" Seeing that these people were about to walk out, Fang Ping was about to cry. Mother ****. It had already come to this. Could they not give him a little more? At this moment, he knew how he looked. His entire head was bald. It was not the kind that was shaved, but the kind that came from a boiled egg that was peeled. Absolutely smooth. Not even stubble. "Vice-Chancellor! Don't go!" Fang Ping's cries were heard, but Wu Quishan ignored him. He walked out with the few rank 8s. The others were also trembling. They walked out, waiting for Fang Ping to come out first. "No, give me a little more. Just a little more. Aren't you trying to trick me on purpose?" Fang Ping wanted to cry but had no tears. These old perverts were definitely trying to trick him on purpose. He had already output so much. Why would he care about this little bit? Others aside, Wu Quishan should have no problem giving him a little. He could cultivate it back in 2 or 3 days. Qin Yunqi, who was walking at the back, could not help but turn around and comfort him. "Actually, it's quite nice. You should come out first. I won't go out even if you beat me to death." Fang Ping roared in grief and indignation. They were definitely doing it on purpose. This was too infuriating. Chapter 427. A few minutes later, Fang Ping came out. Poochie! Yang Xiaoman and the others couldn't help but laugh. At this moment, Fang Ping did not reveal his bald head. Most importantly, there was no hat in the energy room either. This fellow might as well put a shirt on his head, revealing only his eyes. Wu Kuishan coughed softly and berated in a low voice. How rude! All the elders are here. Go get your clothes. No! He knew that old Wu was up to no good. She was definitely making fun of him on purpose. How could you do something like that? It was just a little bit more, yet you didn't even sponsor a little. How could your conscience be at ease? He was still rejecting Fang Ping when Old Manly came over and patted Fang Ping's head. The next moment, the clothes on his head shattered and disappeared. Fang Ping's expression darkened. What was wrong with MC Mayu? Why were such unreliable people the strong ones? Old Manly had crossed the line. Old Manly did not care. He continued to stroke his head, exclaiming, So smooth! It feels good. Do you want to try? Old Manly looked at Qin Yinqi and the rest. Fu Changding and the rest were eager to try. Fang Ping's gaze was extremely dangerous as he stared at them. I can't beat Old Manly, so I'll endure it. If you dare to touch it, I'll beat you to death. Everyone had a strange expression on their faces. They stopped touching him, but kept staring at his bald head. Qin Yinqi whispered, It's really pretty. Fang Ping rolled his eyes. Pretty my *SS. What were you thinking? Wu Kuishan coughed again and said with a faint smile, How's the recovery of your physical body? Fang Ping looked gloomy, but there was still a foreign rank 8 present, so Fang Ping could not say anything. He said gloomily, I'm almost recovered. It's just that the new flesh isn't quite used to it. I'll be fine after some time. Having said that, Fang Ping condensed a gust of celestiality in his hand and smashed it directly at Old Manly. Bang! It was not easy for Old Manly to dodge. It would be bad if he dodged and blew up MC Mayu's equipment. He could only block it forcefully. Celestiality exploded on the surface of his body. Old Manly took a small step back. Fang Ping grinned, looking rather pleased with himself. Old Manly snorted, but very quickly he raised his eyebrows and said, About 10C! The other rank 8s were all amazed. The explosive power of 10C celestiality was comparable to a 5,000 calories vitality outburst. Even if a peak rank 5 unleashed his full strength and depleted his vitality in one move, he would not be able to unleash such an attack. Only a rank 6, and a rank 6 powerhouse at that, could unleash such an attack in one move as easily as Fang Ping did. Although the dark-skinned old man from Siam was a rank 8 powerhouse himself, he was still shocked. Young friend, your strength is comparable to an upper stage rank 6, right? Wu Kuishan looked at Fang Ping for a while, then looked at his arm. There were no signs of cracks at the moment. After a while, Wu Kuishan said, You're almost at the limit of your physique. Rank 6 martial artists can't unleash their full power until they're at peak. As long as your speed and combat techniques can keep up, you and an upper stage rank 6 are probably on par. At this moment, Fang Ping's explosive power was similar to that of an upper stage rank 6. However, the prerequisite was that he had to have the reflexes of an upper stage rank 6 and be able to hit the enemy. At this time, combat techniques still needed to be cultivated. To cultivate the flight step to the extreme, Fang Ping could not always use celestiality to smash people. If he cultivated his saber techniques to the extreme, coupled with the celestiality outburst, he would be able to fight an upper stage rank 6 martial artist one-on-one. Both parties were almost at the same level. In other words, at this moment, Fang Ping's vitality, outburst, and physique were equivalent to an upper stage rank 6 martial artist. As for peak rank 6, their vitality was 10,000 cal. Among these martial artists, there were weak and strong ones. Fang Ping was still not a match for someone as strong as Tang Feng, even if he had many advantages. However, for some weak martial artists who had just entered peak rank 6, Fan Ping might not be able to kill them, provided that the other party's combat techniques and stepping techniques were average. As for the evil sect peak rank 6 he killed earlier, it was not considered evenly matched. Fan Ping had risked his life to kill the other party with the intention of dying together with him. If the other party was prepared, Fan Ping would not be able to kill him if he did not blow him up. After he blew himself up, he was almost done for. Upper stage rank 6. Song Yingji, who had followed him out, could not help but ask, Vice-Chancellor, do you mean that he can actually be regarded as an upper stage rank 6 martial artist now? Wu Kuishan nodded slightly and said, More or less. However, the specifics still depend on actual combat. This kid is about the same as a vitality martial artist now. If he really encountered an upper stage rank 6 who is proficient in combat, he might not be a match. Despite Wu Kuishan's words, Song Yingji's heart still twitched. F***ck, he could not live anymore. Fan Ping, on the other hand, looked at him for a while with a grin and said, Don't worry, Vice-Chancellor. I will definitely diligently cultivate combat techniques and stepping techniques. I will strive to be able to kill an upper stage rank 6 with one slash. When he said this, Fan Ping stared at Song Yingji arrogantly. Old Song was very arrogant back then. I'm rank 6 now. Thinking back to the time when Fan Ping was rank 4 and Old Song was rank 6, Fan Ping was speechless when he said this nonchalantly. Now you're an early stage rank 6. I'll hang you up and beat you up right now. Both of them were fighting for real. If Old Song did not run, he would definitely be finished if he was blasted a few times by Fan Ping's celestiality. Song Yingji was tired from his stare. Suddenly he gritted his teeth and said, Vice-Chancellor, I want to enter the catacombs. Having said that, Old Song did not wait for Wu Kuishan's reply. He turned around and entered the energy room. After a while, he grabbed a long spear and ran away. Fan Ping was stunned for a moment. He said hurriedly, Instructor Song, don't go. I won't hit you. Song Yingji did not even turn his head. I'm not staying in school anymore. This time, I won't come back even if I die before I reach middle stage rank 6. Wu Kuishan could not help but rub his temples. MC Mayu was almost in chaos because of this kid. If Song Yingji wanted to enter the catacombs, he would not stop him. As for whether Song Yingji was provoked or if he was really prepared to enter the catacombs, Wu Kuishan guessed that Song Yingji probably had this thought for a long time. However, it could be said that he had been stimulated. Watching Fan Ping go from rank 2, rank 3 all the way to now, peak rank 5 with combat strength comparable to an upper stage rank 6, this kind of change almost made Song Yingji vomit blood. If he did not leave now, when would he? He would just pretend that he did not meet Fan Ping today. Seeing that these students and teachers were not acting properly, Wu Kuishan felt a little helpless. He turned his head to look at the rank 8 powerhouses with smiles on their faces and said, I've troubled all of you this time. If you don't mind, why don't you come to my place for a drink? The few of them nodded. The green-clothed woman glanced at Fan Ping with a smile and said, Young friend Fang, if you're free, you can come to Qintian Mountain for an exchange. Although martial arts universities are all-inclusive and inclusive, it's still beneficial to broaden your horizons. Fan Ping quickly said. Of course. Thank you for your guidance, Grand Master. Beside him, Old Manly curled his lips and said, Why are you going? If you go, you won't be able to come back. Qintian Mountain is full of witches. As soon as he said this, the green-clothed woman looked at him with an unfriendly gaze and snorted coldly. Li Changxing, don't think that you can talk nonsense just because you got a fake golden body. You're the fake one. Old Manly flew into a rage. He rolled up his sleeves and said, If you don't believe me, let's spar. Don't think that you can do anything just because you almost became my mistress. When this old man was still alive, I didn't see you visit. When I died, you didn't even come to visit. You're talking nonsense again. Who's talking nonsense? Li Changxing, do you want to die? Who's afraid of who? You're more than 10 years older than this old man. It's good enough that this old man likes you. You're still being so picky. You're asking for it. The two of them exchanged blows in an instant. Fan Ping and the others looked gossipy. They were shocked to the extreme. There was such a thing? Wu Quishan's expression was extremely dark. Li Changxing, this bastard, was he crazy? Before this, because he wanted her to save Fan Ping, old man Li pretended not to see the green-clothed woman. Now that Fan Ping had recovered, old man Li immediately turned against him. This old man was not very open-minded. In addition, he was confident that he was not afraid of the other party, so he directly turned against her. He had been unhappy with this old witch for a long time. As for why he was unhappy, Fan Ping and the others did not know, but Wu Quishan knew a little. Seeing that the two of them exchanged blows in an instant, and that it was going to be a big fight, Wu Quishan was so angry that his face turned red. In the next moment, old Wu suddenly appeared where the two of them were fighting. He did not target the green-clothed woman, but directly slapped his palm toward old man Li. After a while, the place was quiet. Fan Ping looked toward the sky and asked curiously, "When will Instructor Li fall down?" Wu Quishan was furious. With one slap, he slapped old man Li into the sky. Until now, his shadow had not been seen. Wu Quishan could not be bothered with him. He humphed, then looked at the others and smiled bitterly. "I've embarrassed myself in front of everyone." As he said that, he looked at the green-clothed woman and said helplessly, "Please forgive me, sect leader Zhong. Li Changxing. His mind is not very clear. Please understand." The green-clothed woman did not say much. She gave Wu Quishan a strange look. It was not that she had any ulterior motives. She just felt that this MCMAU vice-chancellor's strength was much stronger than expected. Wu Quishan was only ranked 12th in Sino Nation's Golden Body. It was not considered low. However, the green-clothed woman was ranked 14th. Logically speaking, it was about the same. However, when both of them were fighting, Wu Quishan entered the battle circle easily and sent Li Changxing flying with ease. Although no one had the intention to risk their lives, and Li Changxing's strength was slightly weaker, Li Changxing was still not weaker than those new rank 8 powerhouses. In the end, before they could react, he was sent flying by Wu Quishan. The green-clothed woman was slightly shocked, but she did not say anything. She smiled and said, "It's okay. There's something wrong with his brain. I knew it back then." Wu Quishan coughed dryly. What did she say? Without saying anything more, Wu Quishan did not want to embarrass MCMAU anymore. The next moment, he brought the few rank 8s to his courtyard. F***CK, Fan Ping, Li Changxing, these bastards. If they embarrassed him again, he would hack them to death. Fan Ping and the others did not follow them. After they left, Fan Ping looked at Huang Jing hurriedly and asked, "Vice-Chancellor, what's going on? It feels like there's a lot of gossip going on. Does Instructor Li have a grudge against her?" Huang Jing did not know whether to laugh or cry. He shook his head, unwilling to say more. At this time, a golden light flickered in the sky. Old Man Li descended from the sky. Taking a look at the few people in the distance, Old Man Li humphed, looked at Fan Ping and said, "Next time you see this old witch, beat her up. She's not a good thing. My instructor never married in his whole life. It's her fault." "Changxing!" Huang Jing scolded, a little dissatisfied. It was all in the past. Instructor had fallen. Why was he still mentioning this? Old Man Li humphed again, but he did not continue. Seeing Fan Ping's gossipy face, Old Man Li was just holding back his anger. Suddenly, he slapped his head and rubbed it hard. His mood was much better now. He chuckled and said, "Don't grow your hair. It feels good like this. It feels good when you touch it. I%yen hashtag." Fan Ping almost died of anger. Was this not what he did often? He did this to Fang Yuan. Old Man Li, this bastard, actually did this to him, and in front of so many people. Believe it or not, I will find a chance to blow you up with celestiality. Seeing this, Huang Jing could not help but rub his temples. Li Changxing had been too active recently. He had some ability. He had almost forgotten what his surname was. This could not go on. Taking a deep breath, Huang Jing quickly interrupted. Changxing, achieve the stage of mentality materialization soon. The you now can only embarrass MC Mayu. Everyone knows you're a fake rank 8, half-step rank 8. Old man Li's expression was unfriendly. The green-clothed woman's fake rank 8 earlier almost angered him to death. Huang Jing was speechless. He said perfunctorily, Fine, half-step rank 8. But now, other than sealing the Sanjiao Gate more than Fan Ping and having a slightly stronger physique, do you have any other advantages? Once Fan Ping seals the Sanjiao Gate, both of you are the same rank. Aren't you embarrassed? Go into closed-door cultivation. Don't come out and hang around for a while. Old man Li's expression changed. What he said was true. His mentality was not as high as Fan Ping's. His only advantage was that the Sanjiao Gate was sealed. Once Fan Ping sealed it, both of them would really be martial artists of the same rank. Thinking of this, Old man Li exerted more strength in his hand. Once again, he rubbed Fan Ping's big bald head until it crackled. Fan Ping did not utter a word. His face was expressionless. He would remember this. If he was stronger than Old man Li, he would definitely make this old man bald and give him a good beating. Did Old man Li not think about it? Would the guy who provoked him have a good ending? Did he not see how afraid Zhao Lei and the rest were of him now? Did he not see that Song Yingji saw that he had broken through and immediately went to the catacombs to seek refuge? With this, you still dared to provoke me. Old man Li was really full of himself. Old man Li rubbed for a while before saying, Then I'll go into closed-door cultivation. This time, I won't come out until I achieve mentality materialization. Fan Ping, about killing monsters later, look for Old Man Huang to settle it. After throwing these words, Old man Li soared into the sky and left. He could not be reckless anymore. Fan Ping would really catch up to him. Seeing that he had left, Fan Ping rubbed his head. Seeing that Qin Yunqi and the rest were staring at his bald head, he said angrily, What are you looking at? Have you never seen such a handsome bald head before? Cough, cough, cough. Fu Chanding coughed dryly and laughed. Fan Ping, since you're fine now, we'll go back and cultivate. Yes, yes, yes. We'll go cultivate first. The few of them saw that Fan Ping's gaze was not friendly. They were afraid that this guy would vent his anger on them. If they were to fight one-on-one, they would definitely be beaten to death. Zhao Lei did not even talk about his father. His father was rank 5. If he met Fan Ping, he would probably be beaten to the ground. The few of them left in a hurry. Qin Yunqi was not in a hurry to leave. She thought for a while and said, Fan Ping, how about I accompany you to buy a wig in the afternoon? Fan Ping said helplessly, We'll talk about it later. I still need a few days to get used to it. You go and cultivate on your own. I'm fine now. Qin Yunqi was a little disappointed when she heard that. She did not say much. Before she left, she suddenly walked in front of Fan Ping and touched his head. As Fan Ping stared at her in bewilderment, the woman blushed a little and said, It's really smooth. I'm leaving. After saying that, Qin Yunqi jogged away. Fan Ping's expression was stiff. There was no way he could go on like this. Huang Jing's expression was also a little stiff. He was trying to hold back his laughter. After everyone had left, he said, This time, the school has suffered a great loss. Everything else is fine, but you have to replenish that jar of rank 8 golden body monster's blood for the school. Without this, the school's body-strengthening elixir can no longer be produced. That includes bodybuilding pills. We won't be able to produce them in the future. Fan Ping, remember to kill a rank 8 monster and bring it back as soon as possible. Fan Ping's expression was getting more and more stiff. I only used a little blood. You actually want me to kill a rank 8 monster and bring it back? Isn't that a little too much? What's wrong with MC Mayu? Fan Ping mumbled. The joy of entering peak rank 5 in advance was gone. Chapter 428. After everyone left, Fang Ping took a look at his stats. Wealth, 17 billion, converted, vitality, 5,100 calories, 5,999 calories, mentality, 820 Hz, 899 Hz, bones honed, 177 bones, 100%, 29 bones, 90%, storage space, 4 cubic meters, plus energy shield, 10,000 wealth/minute. This increase in strength, Fang Ping mumbled. He did not mind that he had spent 1 billion wealth points. Previously, in order to recover his physical body, he had released vitality without a care for his life. It was normal. The crux of the matter was that his strength had really skyrocketed after he completed the forging of the half-golden body. His vitality was close to 6,000 calories, and his mentality was around 900 Hz. What did that mean? Mentality aside, a normal peak rank 5 had a vitality force of 4,000 calories. As for rank 6 powerhouses, those who had just achieved rank 6 and had not sealed their Sanjiao gate, their upper limit was about 5,000 calories. After that, every time a door was sealed, the upper limit would increase a little. If all 3 fans were sealed, a new peak might not be able to achieve 10,000 cal vitality. Only a peak rank 6 powerhouse could achieve 10,000 cal vitality. His current vitality strength was comparable to a middle stage rank 6 martial artist. As for mental energy, it was even more so. It had almost reached the stage of 1000 Helios manifestation. To achieve rank 6, the first step is to activate the Sanjiao gate and manifest it. Right now, if Fang Ping wanted to achieve rank 6, he would have to find the Sanjiao gate. In fact, the shadow of the Sanjiao gate had appeared above his head previously. However, that was illusory. Fang Ping could not sense the existence of the Sanjiao gate. Rank 6 powerhouses, on the other hand, had discovered the existence of the Sanjiao gate through their mastery of their own bodies. From there, they guided the power, causing the Sanjiao gate to materialize and begin to close it. Materialization meant rank 6. Fang Ping did not have enough control over his own strength. Right now, his control over his own body was lacking by a large margin. It was very difficult to find and locate him. In other words, he was still a distance away from rank 6. Practicing combat techniques can help me familiarize myself with my own strength and strengthen my control over my own body. Fang Ping had a plan. This would be his main cultivation mission from now on. After familiarizing myself and mastering all my powers, I don't think I'll be any weaker than a peak rank 6. Fang Ping pondered as he walked. On the way, he met a few MC Mayu students. Many of them had not gone back this year. When these people saw Fang Ping, they were all stunned. What kind of trouble was President Fang up to? Why did he shave his head bald all of a sudden? Still, it looked pretty shiny. He really wanted to touch it. Many girls looked at him longingly, making Fang Ping want to hammer a few of them to death. Fang Ping did not linger in school for long. He went straight home. Now that his parents had moved in, he was preparing to go home for the next few days. Bay Gardens. Villa 16. When Fang Ping returned, his parents were still packing their things. They had just moved in, so there were many things to do. Fang Yuan, on the other hand, was sitting in the courtyard in a daze, feeling a little bored. She was unfamiliar with this place, so she didn't know what to do. The girls from Yuan Ping Club were not around. The spacious villa area was extremely quiet, making Fang Yuan feel a little lonely. The bored Fang Yuan was poking the lawn with a small wooden stick. He seemed to be in the mood to poke a few ant nests. However, this boredom disappeared as soon as Fang Ping entered the courtyard. "Brother, why are you wearing a hat?" Fang Yuan looked at him and suddenly asked. "Where are your eyebrows?" Fang Ping ignored her and was about to enter the house. Fang Yuan was eager to try and followed behind him. She wanted to lift his hat to take a look. Fang Ping suddenly stopped and turned to look at her. "I'll find a school for you tomorrow. It's a high school under MC Mayu. Remember to study hard when you get there. Don't start any clubs or anything. Oh, right. As Fan Ping said that, he touched his chin. I remember, some people's children and relatives are studying in this high school. Fan Ping chuckled. Remember to beat someone up for me when you're free. He remembered that old Manly had a niece or something. She seemed to be in this school too. Old Manly was bullying him. Fan Yuan should go beat up his niece. After saying that, Fan Ping ignored Fan Yuan, who was still staring at the back of his head. This girl was so weak, yet she wanted to lift his hat. Dream on. In the next 2 days, Fan Ping spent his time getting used to his body. The other people in MCMAU spent their time cultivating like crazy. On February 22nd, the remaining pills and weapons from the 2 major companies arrived. MCMAU Southern Area. Fan Ping walked into the heavily guarded main warehouse for the first time. The moment the alloy door opened, Fan Ping was slightly shocked. The first thing they saw when they entered the huge alloy warehouse was none other than the boxes of energy stones with extremely high energy concentration at the very front. There were at least 10 boxes. Each box was probably no less than 200 caddies, maybe even more. Fan Ping turned his head to look at Huang Jing and said in shock, "MCMAU still has so many energy stones?" Huang Jing smiled faintly. "Why can't we? It's been 60 years since the school was founded." "No, 61 years. All these years, we've been living frugally. Don't tell me we don't have any left? Then did you guys accept the energy stones I gave to the school last time?" Huang Jing chuckled. "You don't need them anyway. Didn't we say that you'll owe them for now?" Fan Ping was gloomy. He did not say anything else and continued to look elsewhere. The warehouse was divided into different areas. The energy stones were not all in the area. Other than the energy stones that were more than 2,000 caddies, Fan Ping saw countless bottles of pills. The most common pill in MCMAU is the normal vitality pill. Currently, there are a total of 96,000 pills here. The person who said this was not Huang Jing, but a rank 6 instructor who was in charge of guarding the area. He was an upper stage rank 6 powerhouse. Before this place had been guarded by Lu Polu. Fan Ping exclaimed, "So many? The market price is close to 10 billion. Huang Jing heard this and laughed. "The cost price isn't that high. We're not too sure about the pill company's production cost. Our equipment, manpower, and technology cost about 30,000. That's still very high. At least 3 billion. Thinking about it this way, it did not seem like much. 3 billion. MCMAU still had the capital. However, close to 100,000 normal vitality pills still sounded very shocking. Rank 1 vitality pills, 30,000. Rank 2 vitality pills, 10,000. Rank 3 vitality pills, 3,000. Rank 1 bone honing pills, 20,000. Rank 2 bone honing pills, 10,000. All grades of vitality pills and bone honing pills were calculated in the tens of thousands. According to the market price, the total value was more than 100 billion. This was only the low-grade pills. Including the middle-grade pills, the market price was more than 200 billion. Including the mountains of metal raw materials, finished weapons, and energy stones, MCMAU's 61 years of accumulation, if sold according to the market price, would be at least 500 billion. Fan Ping was stunned. Was MCMAU that rich? Alright, even if the market price was not taken into account, if the cost price was calculated according to 1/3, it would be more than 150 billion accumulated. Fan Ping was extremely shocked. Huang Jing sighed softly. This is 60 years of accumulation. Before many instructors entered the catacombs, some did not have families or relatives, so they donated all their life savings to MCMAU. The school is not something that can be built overnight. This is a long-term operation. When the instructor was alive, he was worried that one day the situation would deteriorate, and he would not be able to obtain more materials, so he sealed up all these accumulations. When the situation deteriorates, we can still continue teaching. This time, including what the 2 major companies gave, the cost price is more than 350 billion. The market price should be as high as $1 trillion. MCMAU should also use these resources. Fan Ping suddenly felt a little stressed. He said dryly, Vice Chancellor, if this is used up, there will be no income in the future. My small shoulders can't take it. If 60 years of accumulation was used up and there was no income, then even if MCMAU was glorious, it would only be a matter of a few years. Huang Jing chuckled. It's already come to this. Is there really a future? As he said that, Huang Jing said in a low voice, You haven't been paying attention these few days. Something happened in the catacombs again. Over at Capital City Catacombs, the 6 cities joined forces and launched a general attack. A Rank 9 battle broke out. There were more than 10 Rank 9s on both sides who participated in the battle. The other Rank 7 and 8 martial artists who participated in the battle, there were close to 100 people on both sides. Although it was a short time, both sides suffered losses. On our side, many people were seriously injured. There were even people who died. Huang Jing's expression was gloomy. He continued, In the end, Minister Zhang made a move. I'm not sure about the details, but Minister Zhang fought all the way to the depths of the catacombs. There was a commotion deep in the catacombs. After that, Minister Zhang returned injured and announced a truce between both sides. Fan Ping frowned. Have all the Rank 9 paragons started a war? Yes. Huang Jing took a deep breath and said solemnly, Capital City Catacombs is the catacombs with the strongest defense. It had been peaceful for many years. This time, a war suddenly broke out, which was beyond many people's expectations. Although after the incident, a few major departments in the Education Ministry said that it had been resolved, everyone is still not at ease. This is Capital City Catacombs. If it can withstand the 6 cities alliance, what about the other catacombs? Even in Magic City, once the war between the 6 cities alliance breaks out, they can only ask for help from Capital City. Here in Magic City, there are only 3 Rank 9s guarding inside and outside. As for Rank 9 paragons, I don't know if there are any in Magic City. On the surface, there were still a few Rank 9 paragons in Capital City. On the surface, people like Commander Li and Minister Zhang were confirmed Rank 9 paragons. They were all in Capital City and could keep watch. On the surface, there were no such people in Magic City. If a war of that scale broke out, it would be difficult to resolve without the help of such powerhouses. Fan Ping took a deep breath, nodded, and said, MCMAU really can't wait any longer. Vice Chancellor, let's make these things available. Before the war, let everyone be a little stronger. At least we have more chances to survive. Yes, I think so too. Fan Ping said. Of course, it can't be free. We're fighting for MCMAU's welfare. We can't let others take advantage of it in the end, even if everyone's goal is the same. Loans, signing work agreements, these are all necessary. Huang Jing could not help but laugh. This way, everyone's hearts may not stay in MCMAU. That I don't care. Fan Ping shook his head and said, According to this situation, a war will break out, a full-scale war, maybe within these 3 to 5 years. After 3 to 5 years, these people have all grown up. I don't want these people to enter the military department or other departments by then. Not all of them, but at least half of them. Moreover, even if a full-scale war breaks out, I don't think we'll collapse instantly. Maybe we'll have to fight a protracted war. Here in Magic City, MCMAU also has to contribute. The people have run away. If all 13 cities of Magic City attack, can we still call them back? Huang Jing smiled and did not say anything. He would just let Fan Ping be. Fan Ping continued to look around the warehouse. The things sent by the 2 major companies were also starting to enter the warehouse. Looking at these pills and weapons, including the energy stones, Fan Ping was a little jealous. If these things were given to him, he might be able to increase his wealth by $1 trillion. Even if it was not, it would at least not be less than 500 billion. The system should be able to upgrade again with 100 billion. Unfortunately, this was MCMAU's savings, not his. The more he looked at things that did not belong to him, the more unhappy he felt. Fan Ping only looked around casually. Very quickly, he exited the warehouse and asked softly, "Has Vice-Chancellor Lu recovered from his injuries?" Huang Jing nodded slightly, but still said, "There are still some cracks on his skull. It's quite serious. It won't affect him much now, but if he wants to enter rank 8, it'll be difficult." Having said that, Huang Jing glanced at him and sighed softly. The school is actually prepared to buy some life essence for old Lu to help him recover, but old Lu rejected it. Old Lu feels that he has no hope of entering rank 8, so there's no need to waste these resources. Lu Pola had entered rank 7 for many years, a figure of the same generation as the old vice-chancellor. However, he had not entered rank 8 until now, so he did not think too much about rank 8. This time, with his skull injured, it would be even more difficult for him to enter rank 8. Fan Ping muttered, "Let's find a chance to see. If we buy it, old Lu probably won't want it, but if we snatch it ourselves, then it'll be easy. Vice-Chancellor, how's my teacher?" "He's still in closed-door cultivation. This time, he's been in closed-door cultivation for so long. He should be reaching rank 7 soon." "What about Instructor Tang?" "Recently, he's been in the pressure room and hasn't come out." Huang Jing thought for a while and said, "Go back to the pressure room and transfer some celestiality. Under the dual effect, his cultivation speed will be faster. See if he can enter rank 7 in a short time." After Tang Feng achieved mentality-vitality fusion, the growth of his mentality had increased a lot, but it was still not enough. According to the previous situation, Tang Feng should be able to break through in 3 to 5 years. However, 3 to 5 years was still too long. "All right, I understand." Fan Ping nodded. Helping Tang Feng enter rank 7 faster was also his goal. Finally, Huang Jing smiled and said, "Also, Vice-Chancellor and a few rank 8 powerhouses went out for a trip earlier, killing 3 rank 7 martial artists and countless middle and low ranks. This time, the evil sect suffered such a big loss. Let's see if they dare to show their faces again." Previously, Wu Quishan invited those rank 8 martial artists not only to help Fan Ping heal his injuries. Old Wu invited these people and asked them to do some manual labor. He also gathered more than 10 grandmasters and more than 20 rank 7 and 8 powerhouses from martial arts universities. These 2 days, their momentum swept across the country. Not only did they attack within Sino nation's borders, but they also swept across Siam and a few other countries as well. In the end, 3 rank 7 evil sect martial artists exposed their whereabouts and were killed very quickly. None of the other evil sect martial artists dared to show their faces. Even if the evil sect had rank 9 martial artists, they dared not show their faces now. Once their whereabouts were exposed, they might also be killed. Wu Quishan and the others made a threat. If the evil sect members dared to attack martial arts university students again, they would not stop until they gathered 100 high ranks. If they encountered the evil sect members during the mission, both parties would fight, and the casualties would be at their own risk. Fan Ping suddenly felt much more refreshed, but he still frowned and said, "Almost 10 evil sect high ranks have been killed or injured recently. Do they have that many high ranks?" "Last time, a few people were killed, including a rank 8 powerhouse. Previously, when Nanjiang was cleaning up the battlefield, they also killed a few. Then, Zhao Xingwu killed 1 casually. Now, another 3 were killed. Counting them, there might be more than 10 people." Huang Jing said softly, "Remember, the evil sect members are not only in Sino nation, and not only are there Sino powerhouses. There are also powerhouses from other countries. Think about it yourself, there are more than 2,000 high ranks in every country in the world. The evil sect's influence is not considered small. I dare not say there are many, but there are at least 40 to 50 high ranks in every part of the world. Of course, this time they have also suffered a great loss of vitality. They won't be making any moves in the short term." Fan Ping said in relief, "I see. I thought the evil sect was a specialty of Sino nation." Huang Jing chuckled. "That's not true. These people are active in a very large area, everywhere. The reason why they gave the impression that they are exclusive to Sino Nation is mainly because they have been more active in Sino Nation recently, and it has something to do with the opening of the catacombs in Sino Nation. Fan Ping did not ask any more questions. He looked at the time and said, "Vice-Chancellor, I'll go back and cultivate then. These few days, my control over my body has improved a lot. I should be able to unleash my full power soon. Don't be too anxious. Don't rush to find the Sanjiao Gate either. The most important thing is to control your own strength. You can't always use celestiality to blow people up. You can blow people up now, but when you're a high rank, if you still do that, it's not appropriate." Got it. While Fan Ping was conversing with Huang Jing, MC Mayu, the school gate. Qin Fengqin carried his broadsword and sauntered into the school gate. When the others saw him, many of them hurriedly avoided him. Qin Fengqin did not care. He grabbed a low-ranked student and asked, "Where's Fan Ping?" "The president is over at the southern area. He's back earlier than me." Qin Fengqin mumbled, then asked, "What about Dean Tang and Dean Luo?" "I didn't see Dean Tang. Dean Luo seems to have gone home too. He hasn't come back yet." Qin Fengqin breathed a sigh of relief again. It was good that he did not come back. Without asking any more questions, Qin Fengqin sauntered toward the southern area. As he walked, Qin Fengqin's ears twitched. Suddenly his body moved, walking toward two students who were in the middle of a conversation. He asked, "You said that Fan Ping has shaved his head?" Both of them saw the bully Qin Fengqin and were slightly frightened. They said hurriedly, "President Fang has shaved his head, ha ha ha." Qin Fengqin laughed suddenly. He did not ask any more questions. He sped up and ran toward the southern area. Fan Ping had actually shaved his head. This was too interesting. This time, he could have a good laugh at him. Seeing that he had disappeared in an instant, the two students looked at each other. After a while, one of them said in a low voice, "President Fang seems to hate people talking about his bald head. If Qin Fengqin goes, he won't get beaten up, right?" The other person swallowed and said hurriedly, "Let's go first. If Qin Fengqin gives us up, both of us will be in trouble." Both of them did not waste any time and left hurriedly. Qin Fengqin was dead meat. Chapter 429. MC Mayu Southern Area. The two students who had already escaped had obviously underestimated Qin Fengqin. They thought that Qin Fengqin only wanted to taunt Fan Ping. In reality, Fan Ping's expression was frighteningly dark. He said softly, "Vice-Chancellor, guess what he wants to do?" Huang Jing sighed softly. "I guess he wants to die." As the two of them spoke, they had already sensed Qin Fengqin's arrival. That fellow did not show himself, however. Instead, he crouched and nimbly found a place to hide, right in front of Fan Ping and the others. Fan Ping and Huang Jing released their mentality and found that the fellow was eager to try. Qin Fengqin even clenched his fists and punched the air a few times, a wretched smile on his face. Huang Jing scanned for a while and sighed. "Is he trying to punch your big bald head?" Fan Ping's expression was ugly. He gritted his teeth and said in a low voice, "Is he bewitched? How can I not sense his presence when I release my mentality? That's why I said he wants to die. He probably thinks that we won't release our mentality on our own in school. But this kid doesn't have this experience. He probably doesn't understand the so-called stress response." Huang Jing did not know whether to laugh or cry. Qin Fengqin really wanted to die. Looking at his posture, Huang Jing could guess what he was going to do next. He would suddenly jump out, take off Fan Ping's hat, and give him a punch on the head. Then, maybe he would say that he had recognized the wrong person. Did this kid really think that Fan Ping was so easy to talk to? Not to mention that he did not recognize the wrong person. Even if he did, Fan Ping could still beat him until he ate dirt. Huang Jing did not bother to remind Qin Fengqin, but his footsteps slowed down a little. He said softly, "If you go to the catacombs in a few days, don't take too many risks. Take care of Fengqin. Fang Ping tilted his head and glanced at him. Huang Jing said in a low voice, "This child has had a hard life. His father's talent was amazing back then, and he broke through to rank 5 early on. However, he died in a surprise attack. He was still young then. His father's ashes were sent there by the teacher and me. I still remember that this kid didn't cry or make a fuss. His mother scolded the teacher for killing her husband and the father of her child. At that time, the teacher was very sad. It was this kid who caught up later and said that he wanted to go to MC Mayu when he grew up. You don't know how happy teacher was when he left. After that, he really came to MC Mayu. Unfortunately, because his talent was worse than others, his cultivation was actually very slow. However, this kid had a stubborn personality and was very competitive. When others cultivated for a few hours, he could cultivate for a few days. When he ran out of vitality, he would practice combat techniques, cultivating day and night. His teacher took pity on him and taught him a few battle techniques. Unfortunately, his teacher was also injured at that time and spent most of his time recuperating, so he didn't have much time to take care of him. Even so, this kid is still very sentimental. After teacher leaves, sigh. Huang Jing shook his head gently and sighed. He had seen too many things over the years, and he was already numb to them. Qin Fengqing's father was one of the last batch of students personally taught by the old principal. Qin Fengqing's father wasn't very old. Even if he had lived until now, he wouldn't even be 50 years old. However, more than 10 years ago, his father had died in battle in the catacombs. If Qin Fengqing's father had not died, his current achievements would not be any worse than Tang Feng's, perhaps even higher. Fang Ping had some understanding of Qin Fengqing's situation. He also knew that his father had died in battle in the catacombs. However, Fang Ping still smiled and said, "Take care of him." "Of course I'll take care of him. Don't worry." Fang Ping emphasized the word, "take care of." This guy was unrestrained and had almost forgotten what his surname was. Fang Ping felt that it was necessary to teach him how to behave. As for sympathy, Qin Fengqing did not need others to sympathize with him. This guy would only become braver the more he suffered. He would never admit defeat. This was also one of Qin Fengqing's great strengths. In other words, he did not want to fall too far behind and be beaten to death. Back then, when he fought with Wang Jinyang, he was seriously injured and defeated. In the end, other people were either dispirited or depressed. Only this guy, as a once-honed martial artist, worked hard to catch up and achieve rank 3 in a short period of time. It was clear that what Qin Fengqing needed was pressure. Unparalleled pressure. This guy was also very difficult to crush. Fang Ping felt that it was necessary to give him some pressure. As they spoke, the two of them had already reached Qin Fengqing's hiding place. Qin Fengqing's face was full of anticipation, his fists clenched tightly. Fang Ping acted as if he did not see it, and walked forward, minding his own business. Huang Jing was a step behind, sighing in his heart. Qin Fengqing could have provoked anyone, but he just had to provoke Fang Ping. He was digging his own grave, and no one could stop him. In the next moment, Qin Fengqing suddenly jumped out, laughing loudly. "Old Chen, Happy New Year!" This guy shouted, but his hands did not stop. He jumped out and waved his fist, wanting to smash Fang Ping's head. Bang! At this moment, Fang Ping suddenly turned around. His fist, which had been waiting for a long time, punched out. A loud sound was heard. Qin Fengqing flew backward dozens of meters and fell to the ground, his face full of confusion. Fang Ping retracted his fist lazily and chuckled. "So it's you. I thought someone from the evil sect was lurking in the school to ambush me." As Fang Ping said that, he sighed. "Old Qin, don't pull pranks like this next time. Do you think you're in a TV show? This time I swung my fist and hit you. Next time, if I slash you with my saber, won't you be cut in half?" Qin Fengqing ignored him. He lifted his shirt and looked at it. When he saw a deep fist mark on his chest, he was dumbfounded. Then, he was furious. He jumped up and scolded. Bastard, are you trying to kill me? This was the southern area. How could there be so many people from the evil sect? This bastard was too ruthless. Fan Ping frowned immediately. Speak properly. I only used 1% of my strength. It was only because I realized it was you that I held back. 1%? Qing Feng Qing was furious. Who were you trying to fool? 1% was enough to send a peak rank 4 like him flying dozens of meters away? Did you think you were a rank 6? Fan Ping glanced at him and laughed suddenly. Haven't you seen the news recently? Why? Qing Feng Qing was still a little indignant. He stared at his head. It was a pity that he did not manage to hit it just now. So, you don't know that I killed a few rank 6 a few days ago, including a peak rank 6? What? Qing Feng Qing was confused at first. Then he sneered. Oh, I killed a rank 6 too. A rank 6 is nothing. Fan Ping smiled flatly. Is that so? I killed a peak rank 6 one-on-one. Right, have you seen the rank 5 ranking? I'm the first among rank 5. Cough cough. Qing Feng Qing coughed. I don't believe it. Also, I'm a peak rank 5. Cough cough cough. Right, I've condensed golden bones and half golden body. I shouldn't be much weaker than a typical peak rank 6. If I were to go all out, the other party might not be my match. Haha, the weather is so good today. Qing Feng Qing did not want to believe it. He also felt that he should not believe it. Do you think I'll believe you? He was a peak rank 4 before the new year. Fan Ping was a middle stage rank 5. How many days had it been? Now you're telling me that you're the first among rank 5. A peak rank 5 killed a peak rank 6. Do you think I'll take it seriously? Fan Ping chuckled. Don't feel too inferior. It's okay. Also, you probably haven't been paying attention to other news these few days. Wang Jinyang entered middle stage rank 5 yesterday. Huh! Zhan Yu is a peak rank 4 now. Hee, Xia Lei is almost an upper stage rank 4. Oh. Dean Tang is almost a grandmaster. What does that have to do with me? Qing Feng Qing gritted his teeth. What does all this have to do with me? Fan Ping did not care what he said. He continued. Even Chen Haoren has entered peak rank 4. How is that possible? Qin Fengqing's teeth were about to shatter. You're lying to me, that's for sure. SC Meiyu's Chen Haoren had only entered upper stage rank 4 in December. How could he have reached peak rank 4 so quickly? Nonsense. Thinking about it, in order to enter peak rank 4, he was hunted down in the catacombs until there was no way out. Fan Ping chuckled. His grandfather is almost a rank 8. Seeing that his grandson can't keep up, he's feeding energy stones the size of a human head. Impossible! Qin Feng Qing felt that this was not true. No matter how rich Chen Yaoting was, he would not be so wasteful. Fan Ping struck him down. However, this is all true. If you don't believe me, you can ask Vice-Chancellor Huang. Qin Feng Qing, face reality. You're a fourth-year student, and you're only a peak rank 4. Do you really think you're so great? I haven't asked Si Meiyu, but I heard that Han Su entered rank 4 before the new year. Lingyi, that little guy, has already entered upper stage rank 4. Also, Iron Headley is not middle stage rank 5 now, but he's probably close. Qin Feng Qing, oh Qin Feng Qing, your heart is higher than the sky, but your life is thinner than paper. You don't understand. You're just a fourth-year student, a rank 4. What's there to be proud of? Let's not talk about other schools. Let's talk about our school. Second-year students Jin Yinqi, Zhao Lei, and Fu Changding are all about to enter rank 4, and they're only sophomores. When they're juniors, they might be rank 5. Seniors, forget it, I don't want to strike you down anymore. Fan Ping shook his head. Although he said that he did not want to strike him down, he continued to strike him down. As for me, I'm now peak rank 5. The Vice-Chancellor and the others advised me not to break through to rank 6 first. Actually, I'm not in a hurry. I'll spend half a year to stabilize and enter rank 8 directly. I probably haven't graduated by then. As for you, a student who's about to graduate, you're twice as far away from me. Twice as far as your martial arts rank. By then, it shouldn't be a problem for me to blow you to death with one breath, right? Qin Fengqing's expression changed again and again. Suddenly, he looked at Huang Jing. Huang Jing held his forehead. When he saw him looking at him, he did not know whether to laugh or cry. He said helplessly, "He's already peaked rank 5. Qin Fengqing's expression changed. He gritted his teeth and said, He's really the first among rank 5. Fang Ping continued, I forgot to mention. When I killed a peak rank 6, I was only a middle stage rank 5. Qin Fengqing looked at Huang Jing again. Huang Jing nodded slightly. How could this be? Qin Fengqing mumbled. How many days have I been back? Why has everything changed? It's not like this. Could it be that my timeline is wrong? I didn't actually go back for a few days. I was isolated from the world for a few years. At this moment, how could Qin Fengqing still remember about being bald? If becoming bald can make me stronger, I'll do it too. He had never cared about these things. As long as he could become stronger, he did not care about anything else. Fang Ping seemed to have guessed what he was thinking. He smiled faintly and said, Do you know why I shaved my head? Huh! To shave one's ambition. Fang Ping's gaze was resolute. He said coldly, Now, the catacombs are invading us from all sides. They're killing our compatriots and disturbing our mountains and rivers. How can we, the martial artists of our generation, sit back and watch? Our abilities are still low, but we're also hot-blooded. If the calamity of the catacombs isn't fair, what's the use of hair? If I shave my hair, it'll be more convenient to wear a mask the next time I enter the catacombs. Also, if I keep my hair, I'll have to waste time washing it every day. Isn't that troublesome? Martial artists don't have that much time to waste. We haven't achieved high ranks yet, so we can't be completely unstained. If I shave my hair, it'll be more convenient and simple. I'll look uglier, and I'll harm fewer innocent girls. Say, if you shave your head bald, will that tigress from Magic City Women's University still continue to pester you? Now that you've made your hair long, you look like a literary youth. Don't you know that this will attract the attention of these female martial artists? If you keep your hair long, you'll have to worry about whether your hair will get dirty when you drill a hole in the catacombs. You might lose your life because of this little concern. There are actually people who laugh at me for shaving my head. Those are all shallow people who don't know how dangerous the situation is. Are you, Qin Fengqing, also one of those ignorant people? Fang Ping rattled on for a while, then shook his head and said, Forget it. I'm me and you're you. You're a rank 4 martial artist. There's no need for you to think about these things. People like you can just peacefully get married and have children in the rear, and carry on the family line for us humans. Perhaps the future still lies with you. Leave the frontline matters to us. Qin Fengqing's expression changed again. He gritted his teeth and said, Are you saying that I, Qin Fengqing, am a coward? I didn't mean that. That's exactly what you meant. Fang Ping shook his head and said, I really didn't mean that, but your ability is indeed behind the times. I'm just stating a fact. Now, even I feel that I'm like an ant. You, a rank 4 martial artist, are you more useful than me? Shaving your hair, is it? Qin Fengqing gritted his teeth. Fang Ping's face was full of anticipation. Hurry up and shave your hair. Seeing that this fellow was still lacking a little, Fang Ping suddenly said in a low voice, Growing hair actually wastes vitality, and a lot of it. I didn't pay attention to it before, but after shaving my head, I realized that it's really a lot of waste. Oh right, do you know why rank 8 golden bodies lose their hair when they're forging their golden bodies? You've sealed off all the pores in your body. You've reached rank 4, you should have noticed it too. Our sweat pores are starting to shrink. What I want to do now is to seal off the pores in my hair. Look at me, Isn't my bald head different from others? Fan Ping suddenly took off his hat, took the initiative to stretch out his head, and said in a low voice, "These few days, I've pushed out all the hair studs and completely sealed off the pores." Qin Fengqing stared at his head for a while, wanting to reach out and touch it. Fan Ping suddenly retracted his head, put on his hat, and laughed. "What are you doing? Don't touch me. This process is actually very painful. Maybe you won't be able to grow hair in the future, but for strength, this is nothing. Even the hair studs are gone," Qin Fengqing murmured. Fan Ping actually did this for strength. This kid would not wake up without benefits. If there were no benefits, would he do such a thing? Seal off all the pores in my body? Rank 6 seals the Sanjiao, Rank 8 golden body transformation. Everything depends on sealing. Seal off all the energy leakage channels, Qin Fengqing said in his sleep. So middle ranks could work hard in this direction? Beside him, a faint golden glow flashed across Fan Ping's body. Even his head shone with a golden light. By sealing the pores, the speed of condensing the half-golden body will be even faster. Unfortunately, I've told some people about this, and these people are actually unwilling to shave their heads for the sake of looking good. Forget it. Everyone loves beauty. For some people, hair is more important than cultivation. What else can I say? Fan Ping shook his head and smiled. Actually, it's just a little bit of improvement. It doesn't matter. How much is a little bit? Qin Fengqing asked hurriedly. Not much. Sealing off the pores in the hair, cultivation speed increases by about 1%. It's very weak. 1%. Qin Fengqing suddenly stopped asking and turned to leave. Fan Ping asked hurriedly, "Where are you going?" "None of your business. Don't shave your head. It's better to shake out your vitality directly. Shake out even the stubble. Then seal off the pores. Also, it's best if you shake out all the hair on your body and seal off all the pores on your body." "All? It's best that way." "Of course, it depends on the individual." "Oh. I don't believe you," Qin Fengqing cursed. Although he said he did not believe him, he ran away as fast as he could. After he left, Huang Jing looked at Fan Ping speechlessly. After a while he said, "Hearing you say that, even I want to shave my head." Fan Ping laughed. "I didn't lie to him. Vice-Chancellor, sealing off the pores is beneficial to energy sealing. Am I right?" Huang Jing was having a headache. He said impatiently, "What's that bit of loss? Don't talk about these useless things. Do you think I'm Qin Fengqing?" No matter how many pores there were, if they were expanded to the maximum, losing 1 or 2 cal of vitality a day would be the most they could do. According to Fan Ping, they might as well just seal up all the holes on their body. At their level, 1 or 2 cal of vitality could be easily sucked back in a breath. This kid, Fan Ping, could only bluff honest people. That idiot Qin Fengqing, after being punched by Fan Ping, had completely forgotten about this. He had even forgotten his original intention. Huang Jing suspected that this kid had gone back to pluck out his hair. When he thought of this, Huang Jing felt a little sad for Qin Fengqing. Was he an idiot? How could he believe Fan Ping's words? Had he not suffered enough? Fan Ping did not care what he thought. He said with a smile, "Vice-Chancellor, then I'll go to the pressure room and input some celestiality. Also, I'll be cultivating in seclusion for the next few days. You're the only Grand Master in the school who's relatively free now. After a few days, help me kill a monster. Can you do it?" Huang Jing glared at him. Was he looking down on him, or what? However, after thinking about it, Huang Jing still said cautiously, "Don't be rash. High-ranked monsters are extremely strong. It's not that easy to kill. Think about it carefully." Fan Ping laughed. "I know. Killing a monster and getting a divine weapon is something that you and old Lu don't have. Later, find a chance to kill that Jiao in the Jiao's forest. Then we'll be rich. I think we can make a few of them." Huang Jing rolled his eyes. "That was a rank 8 golden body monster. Most rank 8 martial artists could not kill it. They had to be careful of being killed by it. Fan Ping made it sound simple. Moreover, the Jiao's forest was extremely close to Sky Gate City and Monster Sunflower City. If a war broke out, be careful of being ambushed from both sides. Also, I'm warning you. My life isn't as long as Li Changxing's. I feel a little uneasy going down to the catacombs with you. Even a rank 7 powerhouse like Huang Jing felt that something was not right. According to Fa Ping's previous experiences in the catacombs, he felt that it was really necessary to reconsider. The first time, he provoked a rank 8 Jiao. The second time, he provoked a rank 7 powerhouse and Jiao. The third time, he even provoked a rank 9. Each time was more dangerous than the last. This time, Huang Jing felt that there was a need to get Li Changxing out. That guy's bones were harder than his and could take more hits. He felt that a rank 7 like him would be really weak if he went down with Fan Ping. Chapter 430. February 24th, the 11th of the first month. At this time, almost all the students who had gone back for the new year had returned to school. On the 24th, all the students received a notice that there would be a teacher-student meeting on the morning of the 25th. The new year had passed, and MCMAU was on the move again. February 25th, Field Number 1. All the teachers and students had gathered. Today, the total number of MCMAU teachers and students was close to 7,500. The field was overcrowded. However, many of them were staring at the person standing in front, with a shiny bald head. In front of the field, Zhang Yu stared at Qin Fengqing for a long time. He could not hold it in any longer and coughed softly. Old Qin Yu, Qin Fengqing sneered and said lightly, if I don't break the catacombs, I won't keep my hair. I #% and. Zhang Yu did not know what to say. Were you crazy? Zhang Yu was speechless. He could not be bothered with this guy. He was crazy. Why did he have to be bald all of a sudden? Did he look good? Before, Qin Fengqing was still very handsome, but now, he was too ugly to look at. Zhang Yu could not be bothered with him. Zhao Lei looked at him sympathetically and said faintly, President Qin, you listened to Fan Ping's advice and shaved your head, didn't you? Qin Fengqing snorted. How is that possible? Zhao Lei was sympathetic again. He sighed. He didn't shave his head on his own. When he was recovering from his injuries, he didn't have enough imperishable substance. He had no choice but to keep his head bald. Qin Fengqing's body stiffened. Behind him, Fu Changding sighed too. President Qin, think about it more next time. Qin Fengqing suddenly flew into a rage. He gritted his teeth and said, Get lost! I want to shave my head. It's none of his business. Everyone did not say anything. They just looked at him sympathetically. What a silly kid! He had been tricked into shaving his head bald, but he was still being stubborn. The others ignored him. Zhang Yu did not continue to scold him. Zhou Yan, who had just returned to school, looked around and suddenly said with mixed feelings, President, the school has changed a lot. Since Zhang Yu resigned as the president of the Martial Arts Society, she had left the school and interned at a big company. Before she left, she was an upper stage rank 3. Now, she had also reached the peak of rank 3. However, when she returned to school this time, Zhou Yan suddenly realized that everything had changed. Fan Ping had become the first among the rank 5 martial artists. The others' abilities had also increased greatly. Before this, there were less than a handful of rank 4 martial artists. Now, there were rank 4 martial artists everywhere. There were more than 10 rank 4 martial artists around her. Rank 3s were like cabbages, hundreds of them. Not to mention the rank 2 students. At a glance, it seemed that other than the freshmen, the other batches of students seemed to be rank 2 and above. MC Mayu was no longer the same. He had only been gone for half a year, but it felt like things were still the same, but people had changed. Even the familiar president seemed a little unfamiliar at this moment. Zhang Yu said softly. Now that you're back, don't leave. Stay in school. President. Zhou Yan's gaze was complicated. She said softly. I don't like him. I admit that he's very strong. He even led MCMAU to take the position of the top elite university. But he chased you away back then. What Zhou Yan could not accept was that Fang Ping had forced Zhang Yu to step down. In so many years, this was the first MCMAU Martial Arts Society president who did not voluntarily step down and was chased away. Until now, she could not forget the scene of Zhang Yu leaving the school dejectedly. It was also because of this that after Zhang Yu left, she left the school quickly and had not returned since. Zhang Yu chuckled. It's all in the past. Moreover, I did not do as well as he did. Maybe you think that all of this is not his credit. But in fact, without him, MCMAU would not be like this now. Zhang Yu said with some emotion. You don't understand. A good role model, an excellent leader, even if he does nothing, will bring about some great changes. He rose to the top of the rank 5 martial artists, and killed a peak rank 6 powerhouse. Now, the entire school's teachers and students see him as a role model, a goal. This I can't do. If I were still the president of the Martial Arts Society, the biggest goal of MCMAU students would be to become a rank 4 martial artist like me. They would not think further. It's not just MCMAU. It's the same for all the schools. Now, the students and powerhouses of all schools, including some instructors, are all working hard to catch up. Not only from external pressure, but also from internal pressure. This pressure comes from Fang Ping. When they are surpassed by their own students, and left far behind by someone of the same age, no one will be willing to accept it. Therefore, even if he does nothing and does not contribute anything to MCMAU, just the crushing of his strength is actually a huge source of motivation for MCMAU's teachers and students to strive forward. Zhou Yan's expression was slightly complicated. She said softly, Have you been stimulated too? Yes. Zhang Yu chuckled. If not for that, I'm afraid I would still be hovering around upper stage rank 4. I would never have stepped into peak rank 4 so quickly. Zhang Yu continued, I originally thought that before I graduated, it would be impossible for me to achieve rank 5. But now, it may not be impossible. Maybe I can also step into rank 5 before I graduate. President. Both of them were still talking when Qin Fengqin, whose expression had darkened, said impatiently, What are you talking about? A rank 3 martial artist, if he wants to stay or not, who cares? Both of you, stop showing off your affection in front of me. We're facing a great enemy, don't you think it's annoying? Zhou Yan looked annoyed. She said angrily, Stop talking nonsense. What? You want to bite me? Qin Fengqin did not take it seriously. He curled his lips and said, Female martial artists talk too much. It's troublesome. Just shut up. You what? If you keep talking about you, I'll shave your head. Zhou Yan was furious. Zhang Yu was also annoyed. Qin Fengqin, don't vent your anger on others just because you're angry at Fang Ping. This bastard bullied the weak and feared the strong. Every time he suffered a loss at Fang Ping's side, he wanted to get back at others. As he said that, Zhang Yu added, You better keep a low profile. Dean Tang is about to come out of closed-door cultivation. Once he does, he still hasn't settled the score with you. Qin Fengqin's expression darkened, and he muttered, Do you think I'm afraid of them? But his strength was still too low. Peak rank 4. He could still be arrogant in MCMAU in the past. Now, it seemed like everyone was stronger than him, and they were all his enemies. His days were numbered. Rank 5. No, at least rank 6. Qin Fengqin made up his mind. If he wanted to break through consecutively, even rank 5 was not enough. He had to at least reach rank 6 to have the ability to protect himself. This world was too dangerous. As these people were talking, Fang Ping walked out from the rostrum. He was not wearing a hat, but he was not bald either. Qin Fengqin was stunned for a moment. The others held back their laughter and said nothing. They would easily become Qin Fengqing's target. Wig? Qin Fengqing was a little confused. Not far away, Qin Yunxi whispered. It's not a wig. I saw him go to Vice-Chancellor Wu yesterday. Vice-Chancellor Wu helped him recover it. What? Didn't you say that as long as the catacombs were not destroyed, you wouldn't grow your hair? Not far away, Qin Yunxi ignored him. Yesterday, she saw Fan Ping go to Wu Quishan. He was still the kind of person who pestered Wu Quishan. After being kicked out a few times, he forced his way back in. Wu Quishan probably could not stand him and helped him recover in the end. However, it was a little embarrassing to talk about this in detail. Qin Yunxi decided not to say it. As for Qin Fengqing, his face was stiff. Mother **Ker, Fan Ping, this bastard. He really wanted to beat him to death now. On the stage, Fan Ping did not care what Qin Fengqing thought. After scanning the crowd, he saw Qin Fengqing's shiny head. Fan Ping revealed a kind smile. Old Qin's appearance was very handsome. Ignoring his hostile gaze, Fan Ping coughed softly and said, Dear instructors and students, the new semester has begun. The new year brings a new atmosphere. I would like to wish everyone a happy new year. After some pleasantries, Fan Ping went straight to the point. Today, MC Mayu has a total of 7,460 instructors and students, 6,575 students, and 885 instructors. In the new semester, there are still 30 instructors who haven't joined the university. They will join in a few days. There are more than 900 instructors. 7,460 people. 2 rank 8s, 2 rank 7s, 35 rank SIXS, 300 rank 5s, and 282 rank 4s. MC Mayu has more than 600 middle-ranked and high-ranked martial artists. As for rank 3 martial artists, including instructors, there are more than 600 people. Rank 2 martial artists are close to the 3,000 mark. There are about 3,000 rank 1 martial artists. As for aspiring martial artists, there are less than 300. As Fan Ping spoke, some aspiring martial artists below the stage felt ashamed. MC Mayu was about to enter an era of martial artists. However, there were still some people who could not become official martial artists. Moreover, they were in the minority. This made these people feel ashamed. It was not until now that many people knew that MC Mayu had reached this stage. There were more than 600 middle-ranked martial artists. There were not so many before. Including the instructors and students, there were only more than 400 people. In the past half a year, there were actually 100 or 200 people who had entered the middle ranks. Fan Ping did not care what everyone thought. He smiled faintly and said, I'm not saying all this to prove how strong MC Mayu is. Not only is MC Mayu not strong, but it's actually very weak. There are currently only 4 Grandmaster level powerhouses. Although Dean Tang and Dean Lu are about to break through, even so, there are only 6 people. 6 people? Are there many? Fan Ping's expression turned serious. He shouted, Not many, but very few. Middle-ranked martial artists should know what I mean. Most of the rank 2 and 3 martial artists should also know what I mean. Compared to our enemies, MC Mayu's strength is not even enough to fill the gaps between our teeth. Aspiring martial artists, go out now. Go to the energy room and the vitality pool to cultivate. It's free. From now on, MC Mayu students who are below martial artist level will be provided with free cultivation resources by the university. It's no longer limited to credits. However, remember, free doesn't mean you can waste it. I give you time, but the enemy doesn't give us time. Aspiring martial artists today, if they haven't become martial artists by the end of this semester, they will all be expelled. When the next batch of new students enters the university, unless they have honed their bones twice or thrice within half a year, otherwise, they will all be expelled. As soon as he said that, the aspiring martial artists below the stage looked at each other. Fan Ping shouted, What are you looking at? Go out and cultivate. Right now, you don't even have the right to know. I hope you can become martial artists as soon as possible. Fan Ping asked them to go out. Many people looked at the instructors. Among the instructors, some nodded slightly. Helpless, the aspiring martial artists could only leave. Under the watchful eyes of the crowd, many of them blushed. Even if Fan Ping was giving them benefits, it was still somewhat embarrassing that they were the only ones who were chased out of the 7,000 to 8,000 people present. Fan Ping did not care if they resented him or not. After they left, Fan Ping said in a clear voice, "Without strength, it's destined to be a tragedy. Now, everyone here is a martial artist. I don't care if everyone knows it or not. I want to say a few things. First, MC Mayu has a great enemy of life and death. It's not like CCMAU or FMS like you think. They are not our enemies, but our comrades. Our enemies are also much stronger and more ruthless than them. In the past few years, I'm afraid many people have realized that countless instructors and students have died for no reason. Where did they die? They died on the battlefield. Therefore, starting this semester, MC Mayu will add a new course, Basic Knowledge of the Catacombs. Remember, without permission, you are not allowed to reveal any information to the public. If you cause panic among the people, MC Mayu and the government will hold you accountable and punish you severely." Below the stage, the instructors did not make a sound. Some of the students did not show any emotion either. However, some rank 1 and 2 students were instantly stirred up. Someone could not help but shout, "President Fang, who is this enemy you're talking about? Is it a cult? The catacombs? What is it? How strong is the enemy?" Fan Ping said lightly, "You'll know these when you get back. I won't go into details now. You only need to understand that compared to the other party, the difference in strength is huge. Most of you can't even be considered as cannon fodder. If you don't want to die, then cultivate hard." After saying that, Fan Ping continued, "If I want to cultivate, many people will say that I lack resources and don't have enough missions to accept. What should I do? This is also the second thing I want to say. In order to let everyone cultivate better, MC Mayu has decided to open a loan limit of 10 million credits. 10 million credits? I didn't hear it wrong, did I? How is this possible?" Below the stage, there was a complete uproar. At this moment, even some of the instructors were seething. According to the previous exchange rate, 10 million credits of resources would require 300 billion cash. Of course, in reality, credits had depreciated slightly. Even so, the exchange rate had not changed. The market price of resources exchanged for 10 million credits was still more than 300 billion. Did MC Mayu have so many resources? There was a lot of noise below the stage. With so many resources, each person could borrow 1 or 2,000 credits. That was tens of millions. Fan Ping pressed his hands together and shouted, "Quiet! Everyone, listen up! Martial artists don't reap without sowing, and we won't allow this to happen. Those aspiring martial artists have limited strength. We can provide for them for free. But when you become a martial artist, you have to bear the responsibility of a martial artist. You're only borrowing, not giving. Moreover, these resources are stained with blood," Fan Ping said with a cold expression. "Not only the blood of the enemy, but also the blood and lives of our countless ancestors in the 61 years of MC Mayu. You may not understand all this, but from today onwards, class instructors of all levels will bring the students to the school archives and the Southern Cemetery. The memorial tablets of our MC Mayu instructors and students can no longer be placed on the top floor of the school archives. The Southern Cemetery can no longer bury any more skeletons. Whoever dares to waste resources and squander as they please will be severely punished once it is verified. The reason why we open these things, everything that these ancestors exchanged for with their blood, is because we don't want to see more of you enter the school archives and the Southern Cemetery. From today onwards, all of you must cultivate well. The so-called rank 3 elites are all nonsense. In MC Mayu, Those who have not reached the middle ranks are not even considered cannon fodder. If you don't want to die, if you don't want your family to die, then work hard. Don't think that you're a prodigy, a genius, and that you're nothing. I, Fang Ping, am a peak rank 5, the first on the rank 5 ranking list. Even I dare not say how strong I am, how amazing I am. Also, after borrowing, you must return. This point, no one is an exception. If anyone thinks that they can leave the school without returning and be fine, then I can only say that they are thinking too much. When these people leave MCMAU, no department or enterprise will recruit them. I don't care if you go to the catacombs or do other missions. In short, you must return what you've borrowed. MCMAU is not only open to you. This is a school, and we need to be responsible for our future students. As Fang Ping said that, he continued, this is the second thing. Third, from this semester onwards, MCMAU, NMAU, SCMAU, and many other schools will start using the internet platform. Missions, contributions, combat techniques, and guidance from instructors will be shared. You can also contact instructors from other schools to provide guidance, but the instructors from other schools will need to pay corresponding remuneration. Every martial arts university has its own specialties. Although MCMAU is the strongest among the martial arts universities, it does not mean that the other martial arts universities have nothing to learn from them. Moreover, the other martial arts universities also have some good stuff that they will share with us. This includes some extremely rare energy fruits and natural treasures. In order to cooperate with us, these schools have even taken out their most precious treasures. As long as you have enough credits, you can exchange for all of this. Don't say that you're not given a chance. There are many, many treasures that can speed up bone honing. It's not just pills. Pills are nothing. Those energy fruits with sufficient energy, one fruit might be able to let you hone dozens of bones in a day. Of course, the price is also frighteningly high. If you want it, you can. Cultivate hard and become stronger. Once you become stronger, you can have everything. In addition, the e-commerce platform will also open a professional martial arts forum. If you have any doubts, you can ask questions on the forum. We will arrange for some powerful instructors to be in charge of the operation and answer your questions. Some students do not dare to ask about things they do not understand. It is not appropriate to ask. Cultivation cannot be treated as a child's play. Some instructors are busy or not in school. If you can't find anyone to ask, your cultivation will be delayed. In the future, you don't have to wait for the instructor to return. There are also some people who have their own unique cultivation methods. There is no need to hide them. If you contribute, it will definitely be beneficial to everyone. The school will not miss out on your benefits either. Martial arts progress is about sharing. Our grandmaster powerhouses rarely hide the combat techniques they have created, unless they are sure that it is not suitable to be popularized. After saying so much, Fang Ping finally said, one last thing. Ever since the second championship, I think many people have known about mutated martial artists. If someone has also experienced a mutation, don't be afraid. Don't hide it. Tell the school. The school will help you control your own strength and speed up your cultivation. If your relatives and friends have the same situation, they can also come to MCMAU for advice. They can even enter MCMAU to study. Don't think about whether I will be cut into pieces if I mutate. That's nonsense. Ridiculous. I, Fang Ping, am a mutated martial artist. NMAU Wang Jinyang, CCMAU Li Han Song, FMS Yao Qingjun, and so on. Which of us has become a lab rat? Don't think about it blindly. If you miss the golden cultivation period, it will not be worth it. At this point, Fang Ping was almost done talking. Seeing that many people below the stage were discussing in low voices, some were excited, some were at a loss, and did not continue to say more. Just as he was about to announce the end of the meeting, Fang Ping suddenly thought of something and added, right, the school will continue to hold the Rank 2 and Rank 3 martial arts competitions. Everyone, please participate. Meeting adjourned now. Don't go out of school if you have nothing to do. We'll talk about it after you finish the catacombs basic courses. Fan Ping announced the end of the meeting. Immediately, the people below started discussing loudly. Fan Ping had not walked far when a shiny bald head appeared in front of him. Gritting his teeth, he said, "Fan Ping, you tricked me." Fan Ping pretended not to hear him. As he walked, he said, "Let's go to the Martial Arts Society. Tell them about the mine you discovered. If you want to enter rank 5, then tell them in detail. If you don't, you won't even qualify to be cannon fodder in the future." I'm not going with you." Qin Fengqing was furious. Fan Ping turned his head to look at him. After a while, he said, "Fine. You said it yourself? Then go and dig it yourself. The school has a loan. Don't even think about borrowing a cent. Think of a way to enter rank 5. Anyway, with the current celestiality, you should be able to enter rank 5 after 7 or 8 years. Qin Fengqing's expression was conflicted. In the end, he said with a look of grief and indignation, "You always bully me." Fan Ping suddenly shivered. F***ck, can you not be so resentful? Chapter 431. Martial Arts Club. Fan Ping felt a little uncomfortable under Qin Fengqing's stare. He said angrily, "If you look at me again, I'll hammer you to death. Pay for my hair." Qin Fengqing's face was filled with grief and indignation. "I'd be a fool to believe you," Fan Ping said exasperatedly. "Compensate your ass. You shaved it yourself. What does it have to do with me? I force you to shave it with a knife? Before you." As Qin Fengqing spoke, he suddenly went silent. With a face full of resentment, he snorted and stopped talking. What could he say? He insisted on shaving his head bald. Could it be that he had been tricked by Fan Ping? The most important thing wasn't the shaving. He was really in great pain because he lost all his hair stubble. After a moment of silence, Qin Fengqing said gloomily, "Is President Wu still in school? He should be here." Fan Ping glanced at him. He knew what he wanted to do, but he still said, "But if you go, you might be beaten to death. I only did this because I had no other choice. You were doing this all by yourself, and you even needed the principal to consume the imperishable substance for you. It's more like you recognize him as your father." Qin Fengqing's face darkened, but he quickly snorted and said, "Forget it, I can't be bothered to find trouble with you. Actually, I don't really want to recover. It can really increase my cultivation speed and reduce my consumption." "Right. I didn't lie to you, did I?" Fan Ping was all smiles. He nodded and said, "It's good to consume a few less cal of vitality. It can save your life at a critical moment. Isn't that the same logic?" Qin Fengqing remained silent. At this moment, Huang Jing strode in. Looking at Qin Fengqing's big bald head, Huang Jing sighed softly. Perhaps it was his fatherly love acting up, but he reached out to rub Qin Fengqing's big bald head and sighed. "Don't be so silly next time." Fan Ping felt goosebumps all over his body. Old Huang wanted to pat his bald head and say that it was okay, but he insisted on saying comforting words. Qin Fengqing was touched at first, then his expression changed, and he snorted. The old man was so evil. When Fan Ping was fooling him, he was right beside him. Why didn't he tell him? Now he was pretending to be a good person. She shook her head, not giving Huang Jing a chance to continue touching her. Huang Jing felt a little regretful. It was fun to touch Fan Ping's bare head. No wonder Li Changxing did not let go of Fan Ping's head earlier. Seeing that Huang Jing had arrived, he took out the map of Magic City's catacombs and said, "Mark the place. Tell me the specific situation. What rank the monster is, how strong it is, and whether there are other monsters around. Tell me everything clearly." After saying that, Fan Ping said sternly, "Don't give me random information. I'm not afraid, but Vice-Chancellor Huang will be going down with us this time." "You've caused the Vice-Chancellor's death. You'll have to deal with this yourself." Huang Jing did not feel good listening to this. So, it will only kill me? What about you? Would Qin Fengqing still be able to weigh his options? If he died, how could Qin Fengqing still be alive? According to Fan Ping's words, he and Qin Fengqing probably would not die. The biggest possibility was that he would die first. Huang Jing suddenly did not feel like going in with them. He sighed and said, "Why don't we wait for Li Changxing to come out of seclusion?" "Don't," Fan Ping said immediately. "We don't know how long Instructor Li will be in closed-door cultivation. We can't just sit around during this time." Huang Jing sighed. "I really don't want to sit around, okay?" Seeing this, Fan Ping said again, "The reason we killed the monster this time is to get a divine weapon. Vice-Chancellor, if you have a divine weapon, will your strength increase greatly? Before this, you were only rank 725 in the global rank 7 ranking. This ranking is too low. Look at Vice-Chancellor Chen. He's ranked 3rd in the world. This gap. I think it's the gap between divine weapons," Huang Jing said impatiently. "He's a peak rank 7. I'm only a middle stage. How can we be the same? Vice-Chancellor, how are the middle and low stage rank 7 divided? Mentality and cranial honing." Huang Jing did not mind telling him more about these now. He explained, "You should know how to enter rank 7. The Sanjiao gate is closed, mentality-vitality fusion, and mentality materialization. Once mentality materializes, its strength will increase greatly. At this time, it will combine with vitality force and smelt into celestiality. That will make it even stronger." As he said that, Huang Jing glanced at Fan Ping and said, "Your celestiality is not strong enough." "What?" Fan Ping was stunned. Huang Jing explained, "Let's put it this way. You can use celestiality as an extremely sharp weapon. For example, your bandit slaying saber, chaos vanquishing saber. Alright, chaos vanquishing saber. In your hands, how much power can you unleash? If it was in the hands of an aspiring martial artist, how much power can it unleash?" Huang Jing laughed. "Therefore, the celestiality that you're condensing now is also celestiality. Its origin is the same as ours. However, the power is completely different. It's fine if you supply it to the MC Mayu Celestiality Cultivation Room. The origin of the power is here, unchanged. You can use celestiality to fight. If I unleash 100 celestiality, I can kill a rank 7. What about you?" Fan Ping frowned immediately. The last time he blew up the peak rank 6, it was almost 100 celestiality. In the end, the peak rank 6 did not even die from the explosion. Forget about a rank 7, he probably could not even kill Tang Feng with the explosion. Huang Jing did not continue talking about this. He said, "After you enter rank 7, the cultivation is actually divided into 2 stages. First, mentality cultivation. Second, the honing of the skull. Let me put it this way. Actually, when we first enter rank 7, we don't hone the skull. Instead, we focus on cultivating mentality. After mentality-vitality fusion, we can use the strength of vitality to nurture mentality. Simply put, mentality is a threshold of 1000 Hz, 1000 Hz, 2000 Hz. That's early stage rank 7. 2000 Hz, 3000 Hz. That's middle stage. Upper stage, mentality is all above 3000 Hz. Only then will we start honing the skull. Actually, as long as we start honing the skull, we can be classified as peak rank 7. However, some people hone more, some people hone less. There will also be differences between peak rank 7. When all the skull honing is completed, we will directly enter rank 8. The honing of the bone marrow will automatically be completed. We will condense a golden body directly and become a real golden body powerhouse. Only peak rank 7 can hone the skull? Fan Ping was a little surprised. He rubbed his chin and said, "Then I'm awesome." Huang Jing could not be bothered with him. He continued, "Once CCMAU's Li Han Song enters rank 7, he can skip the peak stage and focus on cultivating mentality. Then, when his mentality reaches 3000 Hz, there will be a qualitative change. He will guide the recovery of the skull and enter rank 8 directly. Why must one's mentality reach this stage? Huang Jing laughed. Let me put it this way. Mentality is actually a primer that starts the evolution of the human body. If your mentality is not at this stage, then you can't complete this evolution process. You can't guide the natural honing of the bone marrow, condensing a golden body, but I've condensed a golden bone, haven't I? Instructor Li is almost the same, Huang Jing said tiredly. Don't take a special case as the norm. Both of you have problems. You know it. Normal people can't do it. Oh, Huang Jing continued. So, after you close the Sanjiao gate, it's hard to say whether you will enter rank 7 or become an abnormal rank 8. An abnormal rank 8? Fang Ping was speechless. Huang Jing laughed. The kind that's similar to Li Changxing, but you should be a little more advanced than him. If I'm not wrong, the bone marrow of your skull has not been honed. You know this too? Nonsense. If you really honed it, you wouldn't be like this now. Huang Jing thought for a while and said, the guidance of mentality is actually guiding the recovery of the bone marrow of the skull, moving the other bone marrow. This is not easy to explain. You'll understand when you reach that stage. If your mentality has not reached 3000 Hz, you probably can't guide it. This may have something to do with the brain nucleus. The strength of the brain nucleus is too weak. Fang Ping muttered. In other words, my mentality is not strong enough. My bone marrow can't be completely honed, or in other words, I lack the primer, so I can only be a fake rank 8. Yes. Huang Jing nodded. Take Li Changxing for example. His mentality has not even reached 1000 Hz, let alone 3000 Hz. That's why he can't be considered a rank 8. However, after mentality-vitality fusion, the speed of mentality growth is also very fast. His vitality is strong, more than 30,000 calories. Under these circumstances, the speed at which he nurtures his mentality is 10 times faster than the average peak rank 6. That's why he can reach the stage of 1000 Hz instantiation in no time. As for when he can really achieve rank 8, it depends on the situation. Fang Ping nodded and smiled. 3000 Hz mentality, right? I don't think it's that difficult. I'm almost instantiating, but I haven't achieved rank 6 yet. Huang Jing's tone faltered. He did not say anything. What you said makes sense. Fang Ping did not boast anymore. He asked again. Vice-Chancellor Chen, has he started honing his skull? He didn't start honing, but he has honed to the last step. His mentality has long surpassed 3000 Hz. Out of the 29 skulls, he has honed at least 25 of them. If nothing goes wrong, he will complete the honing very soon and achieve rank 8. In addition, he has a divine weapon in his hands. His combat strength is not weak either. Vice-Chancellor, divine weapons are only used to kill some high-ranked monsters and monster plants. Why don't so many people have them? Even if a rank 8 can't kill a rank 8, it shouldn't be difficult to kill a rank 7, right? Huang Jing was a little embarrassed. What are you thinking? You can kill high-ranked monsters just because you want to? They come in groups at every turn. How are you going to kill them? Moreover, a rank 8 might not be able to kill a rank 7 monster. Monsters are not weak. Moreover, under normal circumstances, unless it's a last resort or a suitable opportunity, we won't go against these monsters and monster plants. Also, a divine weapon exists in the void. It needs a brain nucleus and a heart nucleus. Huang Jing frowned. Most of the time, monsters or monster plants will self-destruct their brain nucleus or heart nucleus before they die. That's why sometimes, even if you kill a high-ranked monster, you might not be able to get a divine weapon. Fang Ping asked doubtfully. Aren't there brain and heart nuclei in MC Mayu's pressure room? Huang Jing shook his head. Actually, those in the pressure room are all defective products, including some brain nuclei and heart nuclei that were not completely destroyed after self-destruction. Or a single part. For example, a monster only has its heart nucleus or brain nucleus left. As for the smelting of a divine weapon, theoretically, 2 different monster cores and brain nuclei can be smelted. However, they are not compatible. The probability of an explosion is very high. Therefore, it's best to smelt the same monster core and heart nucleus. When the initial casting is completed, you can add some other supplementary materials and forge again. For example, if you smelted a rank 7 divine weapon, you can add some suitable materials in the future and continue smelting. Maybe you can forge a rank 8 divine weapon. The grade of the divine weapon is the grade of the monster that the smelted heart and brain nucleus belong to. You can say that. Of course, sometimes there are exceptions. Some powerhouses are used to using a divine weapon. In the later stages, they can upgrade the grade by paying the price. There are also some powerhouses who have lived for a long time. Huang Jing said softly. They have obtained the divine weapon for a long time. After nurturing it for a few decades, there might be a qualitative change, directly upgrading the divine weapon. This has happened before, but it takes a long time. I see. Fang Ping nodded. Then, he looked at him uncertainly and whispered. Vice-Chancellor, can you kill a rank 7 monster? Huang Jing was not angry this time. He thought for a moment and said, if it's an early stage rank 7, I still have a chance. If it's in middle stage 1, then it'll be difficult. If it's a peak 1, Huang Jing said helplessly, then I'll run. I'm definitely not a match for it. Upper stage 1s are fine. I should be able to hold on for a while. After you run, I'll leave. It's not a big problem. If I really meet a peak 1, you 2 brats will be the death of me. Fang Ping did not dare to be careless. He hurriedly turned his head to look at Qin Fengqing and said, the mine that you encountered, what level of monster was guarding it? Did you see the monster's body? Qin Fengqing subconsciously touched his bald head. He thought for a while and said, actually, I just wandered around the periphery. However, that mine wasn't too big. According to my estimation, it looked like an early stage or middle stage rank 7. I could still feel its aura. It wasn't too strong, not as strong as Old Man Chen. Old Man Chen? It's Chen Yaoting. That old man used his mentality to suppress me last time. I think he's much stronger than that monster. Qin Fengqing explained and then cursed. That old man is shameless. A peak rank 7 bullied a rank 4 martial artist like me. The last time he was buried underground for more than half a day. Later on, he was beaten up until his head was full of bumps. Qin Fengqing could not take this lying down. Sooner or later, he would take revenge. Now, Qin Fengqing had also made a mental note. He had too many enemies. The weaker ones were like Fang Ping. The slightly stronger ones were like Tang Feng. The stronger ones were like Chen Yaoting. These people would be dealt with one by one sooner or later. Yes, there was also Wang Jinyang. Qin Fengqing added in his heart. That bastard old Wang had beaten him up before. It was a pity that he could not catch up. Otherwise, he would have taken revenge a long time ago. Huang Jing did not care about him. This kid could shout whatever he wanted. Shouting in front of others was the real deal. After thinking for a while, Huang Jing said, if that's the case, we can try, but it's still not too safe. Huang Jing seemed to have thought of something and said, how about this? I'll make some preparations. Vice-Chancellor Wu would be the best choice, but powerhouses have strong senses. If Vice-Chancellor Wu goes, it'll easily attract stronger powerhouses. It's better if I go with you. Actually, Wu Kuxian did not have many things to do. He could still go. However, once he entered the catacombs or followed Fang Ping and the rest, it would be too easy to attract rank 8 monsters or catacombs powerhouses. It was even possible to attract the attention of rank 9 powerhouses. Therefore, if they were to go, Huang Jing was more suitable. Moreover, if the monster sensed his aura, it might not run. However, if it sensed Wu Kuxian's aura, the probability of it escaping was higher. The monster was not an idiot. Both Fang Ping and Huang Jing nodded. At this moment, Qin Fengqing had also marked the location on the map. Then, he suddenly said angrily. We agreed to split it 50-50. Fang Ping, if you screw me over again, I'll hang myself in front of your house. Fang Ping was stunned. Huang Jing's face was filled with exasperation. Can't you have some backbone? It's never too late for a gentleman to take revenge. You should say something harsh. This kid did not dare to say anything harsh. He actually wanted to hang himself in front of Fang Ping's house. Do you have any shame? Fang Ping was speechless. After a while he said, Is it really good to be so harsh on yourself? If that's the case, you're really going to screw me over. Qin Fengqing suddenly sobered up. He snatched the map in his hands and gritted his teeth. Without me, you won't be able to find it. What I marked just now was fake. Huang Jing rubbed his forehead again. Right now, he really wanted to beat a few people to death for fun. Fang Ping did not know whether to laugh or cry. He said helplessly, I'm not planning to screw you over. I promise, if there are any gains this time, I'll provide as many resources as you need to break through rank 5. Is that okay? Really? If I lie, you'll hang yourself in front of MC Meiyu's main gate. Is that okay? No, I'll go to your house. MC Meiyu is better. Are you stupid? Not many people in my house know. If you hang yourself in front of MC Meiyu's main gate, the whole world will know. That makes sense. Listening to these two idiots' conversation, Huang Jing was getting more and more tired. This was the first and last time. Next time, if he talked business with these two idiots again, he would die. Also, Huang Jing looked at Fang Ping again. This guy said he would provide Qin Fengqing with cultivation resources. Was he lending it to Qin Fengqing or giving it to him? He did not say. However, looking at Qin Fengqing again, Huang Jing suddenly felt relieved. Even if he borrowed it, Qin Fengqing probably did not plan to return it. This kid was not stupid. The probability of him going back on his word was as high as 100%. Young people these days! Huang Jing shook his head. They were not pure at all. Back in the day, the people of their generation were so pure and kind. How could they be so cunning? After that, the few of them arranged a time. Huang Jing needed to prepare, Fang Ping also needed to cultivate combat techniques, and Qin Fengqing prepared to cultivate peak rank 4. Maybe this time he would break through in the catacombs. Most of the time in the catacombs was for running, there was no time for him to cultivate. After discussing these, the few of them went their separate ways. Before they left, Huang Jing heard Fang Ping ask him to prepare catacombs clothes and headgear. He felt very tired. Do I have to pretend to be a catacombs martial artist for once? Chapter 432. In February, MC Meiyu entered the era of frenzied cultivation in the entire school. The supply of pills was no longer 1 or 2. Instead, they were transported out by the boxes. The production line in MC Meiyu was working overtime. This time, MC Meiyu cooperated with a few martial arts universities. The other party could use raw materials to exchange for credits and pills in MC Meiyu. The two major companies did not say anything. At this moment, MC Meiyu only cooperated with a few martial arts universities. Although CC Meiyu also participated in the cooperation, CC Meiyu's cooperation was limited and not carried out on a large scale. The martial arts universities were self-sufficient in raw materials, so it did not affect the entire company's operations. However, the two major companies also kept a close eye on MC Meiyu. If MC Meiyu dared to purchase raw materials from the outside, the two major companies would not let it go. This time, MC Meiyu had caused a lot of trouble. In addition to the matter of the evil sect, there was a handle on them. Zhao Yu was confirmed to be a member of the evil sect. Under such circumstances, the two major companies paid a hefty price and were unwilling to continue causing trouble. However, all the grievances during this period were written off after the other party paid 200 billion in resources. If MC Meiyu crossed the line again, it would no longer be the two major companies' business. The higher-ups would not allow it. Moreover, letting MC Mayu go this time was also related to some of the higher-ups' strategies. The crisis was getting bigger. It was very likely that they would soon enter the era of national cultivation. Recently, the government had informed the two major companies, especially the pill company, to produce large amounts of cheap goods such as normal vitality pills and blood and chi replenishing pills. This kind of low-grade elixir was prepared for the entire population to start cultivating. Once it reached this point, the price of pills would inevitably decrease. Although MC Mayu was causing a lot of trouble now, in the eyes of the two major companies, when that time came, it was hard to say who would lose and who would profit. At that point, supplying martial arts universities with large amounts of pills for free would probably become the norm. Now that MC Mayu was causing trouble, the two major companies would not spare a single cent and let them cause trouble. They were the ones who asked for it. Fan Ping could actually guess some of the two major companies' thoughts, but he did not care. It was better to rely on oneself than on others. Who knew what the situation would be like when that time came? Taking the benefits first and working hard to improve was the right way. In the last few days of February, Fan Ping was also cultivating like crazy. He did not put much effort into his realm. He mainly cultivated combat techniques. Saber techniques and footwork were Fan Ping's main cultivation goals. Other than that, Fan Ping was also working hard to learn more about the catacombs language. He had experience communicating with people from the catacombs, so his learning was more effective. Fan Ping even had the intention to learn the catacombs language, but there were too few experts in this area. There were not enough of them even for the higher-ups. Currently, there were no such experts in MC Mayu. As for Lu Fengru, Tang Feng, Li Chanxing, and the others, they had completely disappeared from everyone's sight. They did not appear for a long time. Other than Fan Ping, everyone else was working hard. On Fan Yuan's end, he had entered MC Mayu affiliated First High School. As for Fan Ping, he went to look for Wu Quishan. Actually, Fan Ping kept a little of the life essence that he had exchanged the last time. He let Wu Quishan seal it in Feng Yuan's skeleton. When Fan Yuan could no longer nurture his vitality, he could choose to break through. As a matter of fact, it was difficult for Fan Yuan to increase his qi anymore. Fan Ping was the one who had helped her break through to 180 calories. It was almost impossible for him to enter the third bone honing stage now. If nothing went wrong, he would soon choose to break through and become a true martial artist. As for his parents, Li Weiying did not look for a job. Fan Mingrong, on the other hand, did not go to the government anymore. Instead, he went to a group under MC Mayu and became a more leisurely assistant. Fan Mingrong was afraid of being too idle. Actually, he did not plan to do very well. He was not cut out for that. It was just that he had a job, and at least he felt that he was not useless. In the blink of an eye, it was March 5th, Friday. Fan Ping was still cultivating by the sea. Qin Yunxi ran over with a flushed face. She looked slightly excited, pacing back and forth about 10 meters away from Fan Ping. Fan Ping put down the unsheathed chaos-vanquishing saber. Nowadays, unless he was in a great battle, he would always be nurturing his saber. Seeing that Qin Yunxi was waiting beside him, Fan Ping exhaled, turned around, and walked over. He said, "What's the matter?" "Fan Ping, I broke through to rank 4. Qin Yunxi's face was full of joy. She said excitedly, "I'm a middle-ranked martial artist." After Han Su, she was the second martial artist among the National Martial Arts University's sophomores to enter the middle-ranked. As for Fan Ping, no one counted him now. "Rank 4? Fan Ping smiled. "Congratulations. How many celestial bridges have you built?" 3. Qin Yunxi said with some regret. "I wanted to build 5 celestial bridges at first, but my physique is too weak. I can't take it." It was just that her physique was too weak, not that she had insufficient energy. Old man Chen was going crazy. This time, for his granddaughter's breakthrough, the old man directly sent over a big bag of energy stones, the normal kind, not the high-ranked ones. Even so, this bag was not cheap. Qin Yaoting was so biased toward his granddaughter that even the Qin family was somewhat dissatisfied. However, the old man who was about to reach rank 8 insisted on being biased, so there was no point in being dissatisfied. According to the old man's words to his old friends, it was also incomparably bitter. He had no choice but to be biased. His granddaughter had taken a fancy to Fang Ping. That bastard cultivating like it was a game. No matter how talented his granddaughter was, no matter how hard she worked, she could not keep up with the pace. She could only throw money at him. No matter what, he would throw money at him first. Otherwise, if Fang Ping was a grandmaster and his granddaughter was still rank 3, that would be too embarrassing. Qin Yaoting did not believe that he, a martial artist about to reach rank 8, could not beat that brat Fang Ping with all his might to support his granddaughter. Later, if he could get a batch of life essence, he would directly let his granddaughter soak in it. He wanted to see if that bastard Fang Ping could shake off the distance. Regarding this, Fang Ping really did not know. Qin Yinshi actually knew a little. If it were in the past, she might not want it. After all, she was not the only one in the Qin family. Now, however, Qin Yinshi did not think too much about it. She wanted it first. She needed to increase her rank first. Otherwise, she would soon be left far behind. Fang Ping was already peak rank 5. 3 is already not bad. Fang Ping laughed. I heard that Han Su only built 3. That brat is thrice honed. His vitality and physique are slightly stronger than yours. As he said that, Fang Ping added, Zhao Lei is about to break through too, right? Yes. Qin Yinshi responded, but she did not say much about Zhao Lei. Instead, she said excitedly, Fang Ping, I heard that you're going to the catacombs. Can I go this time? Fang Ping shook his head. Seeing that she was a little disappointed, he chuckled. Your strength is a little lacking. Qin Fengqing's strength is also a little lacking. Next time we go to the catacombs, we won't bring him. If he follows me, without the strength of rank 5 or 6, it'll be very easy to lose his life. Oh. Qin Yinshi did not insist. Going to the catacombs was not a joke. If she really became a burden, she could easily harm others and herself. Although she could not go with them, Qin Yinshi still said, Then I'll go to the catacombs too. I won't go with you guys. I'll go by myself. You're going to the catacombs? Yes, I'm also a rank 4 martial artist, Qin Yinshi said hurriedly. I'll be active near Hope City. I won't go too deep. Now that Skygate City's strength has weakened, our range of activity has expanded a lot. We can't always cultivate hard on the ground. Even if they did not lack resources for hard cultivation, their cultivation speed would not be fast. No powerhouse cultivated hard. Just like Wu Kuishan said, some of the young people in the seed conservation plan might have very high ranks, even higher than Fang Ping. However, this kind of vitality martial artist might not have much actual combat experience. If they really encountered a martial artist like Fang Ping who played hide-and-seek with high ranks, even if Fang Ping's combat techniques were average, his psychological quality would be miles ahead of them. When he was fighting for his life, he was even crazier. When it came to fighting, it was not difficult for Fang Ping to kill a team of rank SIXS alone. Not to mention Fang Ping, even Qin Fengqing, this guy was suppressed by geniuses like Fang Ping. Compared to those people, it was not difficult for Qin Fengqing to kill a few rank 5s. Hearing Qin Yinshi say so, Fang Ping did not stop her. He only said, Then you be careful. It's best if you go with the people from the school. Since she had become a martial artist, there was no reason for her to always hide in the back. Those people in the seed conservation plan, their ancestors were rank 9 paragons. Although Qin Yinshi's grandfather was also strong, he was not that strong yet. When the battle started, she also had to rely on herself. Yes, I will. Fang Ping, when are you going to enter the catacombs? Tomorrow or the day after? I'll see how Qin Fengqing and the others are preparing. Then let's go together. I'll wait for you guys in Hope City. Chen Yinshi insisted on going with him. In the end, Fang Ping did not refuse. It was not only Chen Yinshi. On March 7th, when Fang Ping set off, there were many people who went with him this time. Huang Jing did not show up. It was unknown whether he went in earlier or later. Fang Ping did not ask him. Previously, Huang Jing said that they would meet at the place. Maybe he was worried that if he went with Fang Ping and the others, they would attract high ranks, and it would be easy for problems to arise. In front of the Martial Arts Society, Fang Ping glanced at everyone. This time, Chen Yinshi's side was led by the middle stage rank for Liang Fenghua. Other than Liang Fenghua, the early stage rank for Yi Qing was also there. There was another rank 4, plus Chen Yinshi, a total of 4 rank 4 martial artists. There were also more than 10 upper stage rank 3 and above martial artists. These people were also preparing to enter the catacombs this time. Resources were secondary. More importantly, they wanted to experience some life and death battles. Now, East Sunflower City and Skygate City have joined forces. Skygate City has been fighting with us for many years, but they suffered heavy losses last time. Now, they are in a state of retreat. However, East Sunflower City has just come into contact with us. Now, both sides are in a breaking-in period. Breaking-in period. Sounded quite awkward, but it was the truth. Liang Fenghua said as they walked. Therefore, currently in the battlefield between East Sunflower City and Hope City, the main battle is between middle-ranked and low-ranked martial artists. This is also an opportunity in the early stages of the war. Right now, everyone is not too familiar with each other's combat style, so we can still practice for a while. In the later stages, it will be even more bloody. When both sides are familiar with each other, when they fight, it will be easier for newbies like us to die or get injured. Fang Ping glanced at the crowd. In the crowd, he saw many familiar faces. He nodded and said, "Senior, you're relatively more stable. You've entered the catacombs many times, so you have a lot of experience. However, try to be careful and don't go too deep." I know that." Liang Fenghua glanced at him and said softly, "You be careful too, Fang Ping. Don't take too many risks." As soon as he said that, Big Baldy, who was following beside him, said loudly, "What are you afraid of? If you have the time to worry about him, why don't you worry about yourself? Do you think this bastard will die so easily?" Liang Fenghua could not be bothered with him, but after some thought, he still warned. "Qin Feng Qing, it's fine if you want to die, but don't put Junior Fang in danger." Qin Feng Qing almost vomited blood in anger. "Are you sure I'm the one bringing this guy to risk his life? I'm only rank 4, and he's comparable to a rank 6, okay. The most important thing is, this kid is better at running than me. I could not outrun him in the past, and now he knows breath control and has a higher rank than me." No matter how unwilling Qin Feng Qing was to admit it, he knew that Fang Ping's life-saving skills were much better than his. He even suspected that if Huang Jing died, Fang Ping would not be able to. If Fang Ping and Huang Jing were to be left alone in the middle of the catacombs, Huang Jing would be the first to die. Qin Fengqing's face darkened and he did not reply. He could say whatever he wanted. Chen Yinshi, who was beside him, added, "Senior Qin, you guys go together. Take care of Fang Ping. He hasn't entered the catacombs that many times." Qin Fengqing's expression stiffened. "Are you sure you want me to take care of him?" Fang Ping smiled. "Don't worry, I'll be fine. Maybe I'll go in today and come back at night." As they chatted, they passed through MC Meiyu's underground passageway and arrived at the underground hall. Seeing Fang Ping, many people greeted him. One of the soldiers guarding the door laughed and said, "President Fang, how long has it been since you last shot an advertisement? I haven't seen you release a new film in a long time. I'm sick of the old ones." Fang Ping did not know whether to laugh or cry. Did these soldiers have nothing better to do? They walked all the way until they reached the Ally House. The gatekeeper was still one person. Ever since Scarface died in battle, the gatekeeper had not been replaced. Seeing Fang Ping and the others arrive, the gatekeeper smiled and said, Fang Ping, whose house are you going to raid this time? The last time Fang Ping and the others entered, they raided a rank 7 martial artist's house. At that time, he thought that the situation in the catacombs had improved. Later, he found out that these two fellows had even caused a fight between the Jiao and the rank 7. The last time, Fang Ping and Qin Fengqing had just entered rank 4 not long ago. Now one had killed a peak rank 6, and the other was already a peak rank 4. These two kids, were they going to raid a rank 8's house? Fang Ping chuckled. Uncle, what are you talking about? This time we're going into the catacombs to gain experience. Every time we go into the catacombs, we're going to run. This time, we're going to stay a little longer. Every time he went into the catacombs, he did not stay long. Most of the time, he was chased out. This time, Fang Ping felt that he needed to stay a little longer. Mining was secondary. He also planned to make a trip to Monster Sunflower City or Skygate City. Skygate City had life essence, and Monster Sunflower City had mentality nourishing sunflower seeds. If he could get his hands on some, it would be better than mining. Some things could not be bought with money. The government did not have many scarce resources, and it was extremely difficult to obtain them. Stay a little longer. The gatekeeper could not help but laugh. He did not say much. I'm just afraid that if you kids stay too long, you'll stir up chaos in the catacombs. Over at the military department, they were still more well informed. When Fang Ping was in Nanjiang catacombs, he had caused a huge commotion in Nanjiang catacombs, even involving rank 9 martial artists. If he did the same in Magic City catacombs, he suspected that he would blacklist Fang Ping next time and ban him from entering. Sometimes, it was more important for everyone to maintain a balance. Chaos was not necessarily good. When Fang Ping and the others entered the square from the passageway. In Hope City, many people had received the news. In the next moment, many martial artists in Hope City sighed. Those two scourges are here again. Stay away! No one is allowed to act with them. Martial artists around the Jiao's forest, evacuate as soon as possible. Don't leave anyone near Wolf Head Mountain. In an instant, orders were passed down one after another. If they acted with these two fellows, the probability of death was too high. It was best not to follow them. Every path was dangerous. Moreover, the two high ranks that these two fellows had provoked before, a rank 8 Jiao beast and a peak rank 7 Wolf Head Mountain owner, were still alive. Who knew if these two bastards would provoke them this time? That was not all. These two brats were also good at tricking people. Do not pretend to be injured for no reason. Who knows, you might be tricked again. When Fang Ping walked past and saw the passers-by avoiding him, he could not help but turn his head and scold. Qin Fengqing, your character is really good. It was the catacombs. There were a lot of martial artists. There were many rank SIXS. Look at how scared they were. Qin Fengqing sneered. Don't you know? Who's the tiger who cleans the streets? Ask others and you'll know. I'm not as hated as you. As soon as he had this thought, someone beside him scolded angrily. Remember what those two bastards look like. Don't follow them. Stay far away from them. President, why? Do you see that big bald guy? Last time, he lured hundreds of monsters to kill us. Now he's even shaving his head. Maybe he has some bad intentions. Qin Fengqing turned his head to take a look. He could not help but mutter. Hate because of love. Women are really unscrupulous to attract my attention. The person beside him was none other than Magic City Women's University's Zhou Qiyue. At this moment, there were many girls beside Zhou Qiyue. They were all young. It seemed like many of them had entered the catacombs for the first time. Their faces were full of curiosity. Fang Ping had good hearing. He glanced at him from the corner of his eye. Did this guy really think that Zhou Qiyue liked him? Zhou Qiyue looked like she wanted to hack him to death. How could he understand that love had turned to hate, and she was purposely trying to attract his attention? Qin Fengqing did not have this self-awareness. He touched his bald head. Fan Ping might have a point. Shaving his head could at least cover up some of his handsomeness. He was focused on martial arts. He did not have the time to deal with these love-struck women. Therefore, Qin Fengqing walked past arrogantly, not even looking at Zhou Qiyu. This made Zhou Qiyu even angrier. This guy did bad things. Did he not feel guilty at all? You're tuning into the Phoenix Knights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.